And what is up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. I'm Brea Thorn. Sorry, I started a little bit late tonight, but not too bad. Hope you all are doing okay. Hope you had a good weekend and a good start to your week. But now it's time for us to hang out here. Yeah. Whatever you did this weekend, whatever you did today to start off your week, it led you here to this momentous occasion. It's a live stream where I talk about computers. So whatever you did it right, because here you are. Okay, we did have a lot of people left over from last week, and I intended to start potentially early tonight, but was not able to. In fact, I started a little bit late, but we're going to try to stay locked in tonight. Only having one of these tonight. That should help me focus. Maybe. No promises. But hey, I don't know. I'm going to keep doing this till everybody gets the help they need. First up, what's up to the Twitch folks here? What's going on? Zeno, welcome. Shadowlord, I see you are on the list. Very cool. Hello. Bergie, what's going on? And Zeno, got the AM8. Nice. That's a good microphone. I do like it. Over in YouTube land, Sailor X, welcome. Chris, welcome in. Sorry you have to leave work. You leave work like at 8:30, as you said. So, yeah, you either get to hang out for 20 minutes and hit the road, or hit the road and hang out after. But either way, we'll be here. JB, what's going on? Welcome. Eric Bergman, how's it going? Glad to see you in both chats. Appreciate that. Empire of Noise, hello from Texas, since you're over in Manchester. Sailor said, everyone, you log into this first Ascendant, you can get a ton of free stuff. Season 3 is live. I still don't know what that game is. I've never checked it out. It's a looter shooter game. Okay. You already said hi to me. That's true. I did say hi to you. That's why I was saying thank you for being in both chats. See? You're making stuff up now. But yeah, so Zeno, it's cool that you're able to get the Fi-Fine microphone. I didn't know if it was going to be available over there or not. Over in New Zealand. Sorry, I tried to make a connection there and didn't quite connect. I made the effort. Wrote that before. I thought I would save you the trouble. Well, I appreciate that. But that is, I read chat from top to bottom, so I would have gotten to that last. It's okay. I'm in England. Yeah. Manchester, UK. Yeah, I got you. And I said I'm in Texas. So, hello from Texas. Guys, we're just starting. We can't have this many misunderstandings right off the bat like that. It's got me worried about how the rest of the stream is going to go. Not on the official website, but I got it on the official store in AliExpress. Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, that works. Right at neg 36 dB should be good. So, I know one person who's on the list already, but here's how it works. If you're already here and you are on the list, you do need to let me know both that you're here and you're on the list. So, over on Twitch, if you use the I'm on the list emote, that helps me out. It's right here. That's the one right there. So if you follow the Twitch channel, you'll have that emote available for free, but only use it if you're on the list and waiting for help. If you're watching on YouTube, YouTube doesn't let me give away custom emotes for free, unfortunately. So you just have to type out at Breathorn, I'm on the list, and I'll know that you're here because you're typing in the chat and that you're on the list. Must clean my ears out. No problem. You get right to that. We'll be here. And AOL is ending dial-up internet. I imagine that there are some folks in rural areas who that actually might be affecting. You believe it or not. Hard to say. Okay. So, excuse me. So, there was one thing I wanted to check in on, and that was that something that Mikey of Sick PCs told me. He said he's going to be streaming a build that we set up on stream. He was going to be building it tonight. Was I not following? Yo, I'm not following. I wasn't following Sick PCs. How freaking sad is that? Here, let me unmute this.
There's a ton of benefits to what I'm doing right now. Ton of benefits. Raythorn! My man. I just shouted you out a couple seconds ago.
Say hi to chat.
All right. Let's get started here.
But yeah, so go follow Sick PCs.
What's up, chat?
Because he's going to be doing builds there. And Mikey's super cool.
All right. Samsung 9100 Pro in the building. 15,000 megabits per second. I'm gonna throw this in the drive cloner. Get some windows on there.
Yeah, I got to tell you, his setup is getting better and better every day. Like, he's working really hard to get his setup to be optimal for not just streaming builds, but he's going to be recording builds so that people can have the recording of their build being done.
Thank you, Zeno.
Braxton says, I am not showing up on YouTube. Well, the YouTube viewers might disagree, Braxton. I don't know what's going on there. Avi, what's going on? Welcome. But yeah, this is a system that we set up last week, I think, and they went ahead and purchased it. What's going on, TL? How you doing? Dracius89, how you doing? Welcome. Welcome in. See, this is what this is one thing. Whenever people show a Twitch stream on their screen, it always bothers me that they leave all this stuff open and don't zoom in as much as possible, but this is about right here.
Okay, Bergie. Cool. Tough. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it.
Yeah, guys, please. Thank you for dropping follows over there. I appreciate it. If he's still building tonight, maybe we'll drop a raid for the first time over with Mikey. That'd be fun.
With one of these CPUs. Maybe we'll learn something.
But I will go ahead and just lurk there, and there you go. By the way, guys, when you lurk, if you mute the stream right here, it's probably not going to count your viewership. But if you right-click on the tab and mute the site, then it should still count your viewership. He's not building on the box. That's because he has a Lazy Susan and he's putting it on the anti-static bag, so he's fine with what he's doing. It's the wood underneath it. It's not like putting it on a like a steel table or something. There's a little bit of softness to that. It looking like a cutting board, Lazy Susan. So there's a little bit of softness to that. So yeah, there you go. But what's up, Peter? Welcome. Guess who is late? Robert, you're not late. You're here right on time. You're fine. Alice, welcome. How are you? And Braxton says, well, it did not announce it or show up on my feed. That's weird, but I'm glad you're here. Thanks for watching. On my next build, I'm going to build on a steel bench. Zeno, if you want to break your solder joints in the motherboard, sure. I don't recommend it, though. Is that freaking Sasuke in the back? There's a freaking wall art of Sasuke on the back there. That's pretty sick. If that's the case. So Whiplash is in. See, that's the cool thing right there. Look right here. This is, I think, is a person who bought the PC Whiplash. Let's double check that because we have our list right here. Don't worry, guys. We're going to get into the build here soon. This is Whiplash there, and it is share a cart. There it is. And yeah, that motherboard looks awfully familiar. Yeah, so Whiplash is now going to be in there hanging out, watching the PC being built. So I want to comment, but I if I start talking, I'm just gonna gonna get too distracted. So we're gonna let Mike do his thing. And if you want to lurk in that while we do this, that'd be totally fine with me. But yeah, for the YouTube viewers, let me give you a link to this real quick in case you want to follow Mikey over at Sick PCs. That's the channel right there. There you go. Nice wall art. It is though. Okay. We are working on something cool, something very cool for the stream that I think you guys are gonna like. Whenever it's appropriate for someone to be that. Whenever I feel like it's Sick PCs is a good option for this person. I think you guys are gonna like what we're putting together. So it's gonna be pretty cool. So okay, so far Shadow and followed by a bunch of 6-9s there is going first so far. They're the only person who has said that they are here and on the list. So, I looked for a whole month before I first posted in your live stream. Circled like a shark. Sailor, that is awesome. That's really cool. And the thing is, I don't mind lurking. Lurking is fine. There are some people who are like, blah, 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 I don't like. Supposedly, Twitch is going to be, like, they're supposed to be cracking down on view botting, but also they're cracking down on lurking, which is stupid. Some people just like to have a stream on while they're doing other stuff in the background or whatever. Like, what's wrong with that? Oh, they're not being served ads properly. That's what it is. They're not staring at the screen, getting fed ads into their eyeballs and the ear holes. I guess. Don't do it, Twitch. Lurkers are some of my most consistent supporters have been lurkers through the years. Dracius89 is on the list. Oh, okay, cool. So it might be you first, depending on who else comes in. Anybody else who is on the list, please use that emote right there. It's a little hard to see on this screen, but it is easier to see on this screen. That's the emote right there. Not Falcon Northwest. No, that. There you go. But even though we have subscribed, well, lurking is, I don't know, it's if you're on another tab or something like that. They're just trying to figure out whether you're not watching ads. But if you're subscribed, you shouldn't be seeing ads. But still, they're just trying to, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. I doubt they know what they're doing. Triple P, what's up? I'm a lurker sometimes. I'm proud of it. Lol, fly that flag. Absolutely. And I'm definitely not hating on lurking. Lurking is great. Doing the stream on the new PC, and it's running like a dream, says TL Foreman. Thanks. You're welcome. That's awesome. I'm happy to hear it. And I hope that setting all of the stuff up for like getting your stream going is gonna go well. Yeah, I hope that goes well for you. Ameridan says, "Stop calling out my lurking. You're defeating the purpose." Dan, I'm not calling. I didn't even say your name. What are you talking about? Hi, Dan. Welcome. Ameridan's here, everybody. Everybody, pay attention to Dan. He's right there. Just don't, it's not a big deal or anything. Just we're all looking at you right now, Dan. Right now, we're all looking at you. Okay. Update. Got everything for 2,600 plus fees plus delivery. That's awesome. Very cool. Did you say you went with an 8 terabyte drive? That was included in that price? Because those are super expensive, Abby. They're so expensive. Now I got to check my cams to make sure none of them are on. I mean, you're seeing me. I can't see you through a screen. It doesn't work like that. That is awesome, Abby. That's very cool. Congratulations. That's exciting. Drop the Sick PC follow. Hell yeah, there you go. Also looking at a Samsung 990 Pro 4 terabyte. It's a solid drive. Was 2,000. Yeah, no, that's $600 additional for an 8 terabyte drive. Sounds about right. They're so freaking expensive. I don't know why you did that. I'm pretty sure we got you a motherboard that could handle like 4 M.2 drives. But it's all good. I mean, if it doesn't matter. If it makes you happy and you're confident in the amount of storage you got, I have no notes. Triple B says, hired a new employee, had your stream playing in my office, and he said he's recognized your voice and has watched in the past. He's a major Link fan. I told him to come back to the community. Hell yeah. That's awesome. Instead of getting the 2 terabyte 9100 for the same price. Oh, yeah. I feel you, and that's fine. Zeno, that's fine. Right now, there's not much use for PCIe Gen 5. It's just that it's become more accessible than it used to be. And I mean, you're talking about 2 terabyte Gen 5 drive used to be like $400, 500 bucks. It was crazy when they first launched, and now they're just like 40, 50 bucks more than a similarly size, like a similar capacity, 2 terabyte drive Gen 4. Depending on where you're at, I imagine. So maybe where you're at, the prices are off. So let's see. We have 2 people so far. If you have not filled out the form yet, if you need help, and you're trying to type up the 4-paragraph story that you want to tell me on how you want help, or the single sentence about what's the best pre-built or whatever, instead, fill out the form. If you're watching on Twitch, it's a thing that pops up now and then. It says, want help getting the right PC for your budget and needs, fill out this form. There you go. I should just put that in my, what are they called? In the things on the page. I should put it there. Anyways, so that's easy. It's just a link that pops up. Stream Elements puts it there. There you go. I guess bio, but no, it's something else. It's not tabs. It's whatever. It's a thing on the thing. It has like the headers and it has the, yeah. Anyways, if you're watching on YouTube, it's pretty easy. You just go to the description. It's the first link in the description. Fill out that form, get your info filled out, and there you go. If you have filled out the form and you're waiting for help, and you're watching on Twitch, just put the emote in that says I'm on the list. If you follow the Twitch channel, that emote is free. If you're watching on YouTube, type out @Breathorn, I'm on the list, so I know. We're going to go ahead and get started. And that means it's probably going to be Drakius89, who is first. He is literally your doppelganger. I'm not saying that looking like you helped get the job, but it did. I want to keep a chill vibe and reduce the drama. I mean, looking like me is no guarantee of that. I will say that. Oh, okay. I see where you're telling me that, Drakius, because you chose gaming and streaming. Okay. I got one for 500 bucks. The store had sales and discounts, so I just made the no-brainer. Oh, if it's 500 bucks, that is a solid purchase right there. Yeah. That's cheaper than 2 4-terabyte drives, or it's about the same price as 2 4-terabyte drives, and that's not usually the case. It's usually way more than that. Yo, what's up? Says ... I guess that's just to bring attention to your name, which is a greeting. So what's up? How's it going? Max budget 2800. You have been watching, haven't you? You've been hanging out. Oh, it's also Gen 5? Okay, that's bananas. That's crazy. 8 terabyte Gen 5 for 500 bucks? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Wow. Let's see. So max budget 2800. Okay, starting it off with a parts list for Micro Center. So actually looks like the only 2 people who are currently here are doing DIY builds from Micro Center. So, okay. Still no love for pre-builds these days. But hey, you got your DIY thing going on. I totally understand. Let's go ahead and do that. Let me correct this right here. Gaming only, 2800, 1440p. This is a cakewalk. This is super easy. This is no problem at all. Now you did choose boutique, so that means we're going to go for higher, of course, with the budget. The budget already allows for it. We're going to go for some higher end parts. We don't need to go crazy on the motherboard in this case, like having a ton of I/O because you're just gaming. But you can still have a solid motherboard with good power delivery, options to add storage later if you end up getting a huge game library that you want to keep locally instead of leaving things to the whims of Steam or whatever. You want to actually install them and not have them just in a library. So we're going to the Houston Micro Center first. I was rambling there for a bit. Okay. 2 terabyte 990 Pro is 159. That's pretty good. That's pretty good ish. I mean, I would still say Inland Performance Plus is like 130. So it's good to see them drop in prices, though. That's nice, but still more. We're already in the Houston Micro Center there. Let's go ahead and go to PC Builders and get a list put together for you. Now, okay. Yo, what's up? Says I did my list. So you did your form and you're on the list. I think you combine those two thoughts, but I'll go ahead and mark you down. I do have some people ahead of you, but yeah. Gen 5 is 169, so 10 more bucks. Gen 5 is 169, so 10 more bucks. Are you talking about the 9100 Pro? It's mostly been around 220 lately, but we'll see what it's running here. Oh, dang, that looks like a long wait. I'll go. Yo, what's up? Hold on. Look. These are people who filled out the form, but in purple are the people who are here right now. So that's what that is. Dweezy all day says, where do I react? What do you mean react? In your heart? I don't know. What do you mean? Where do I react? Although I sincerely like to thank you, I would have gone for the HDD and I wouldn't have found out about that huge offer. True. And also, Windows doesn't know how to handle hard drives anymore, as I mentioned. So to highlight the emoji, you need to be following the Twitch channel. If you haven't followed the Twitch channel, you can't use the free follower emotes. You have to click the follow button. It is free. And then you have that. But so that's how you get it. You don't have to subscribe. Okay. Dweezy, thank you for the Prime sub. You did not have to do that, though. But thank you. But that's where it is. You don't have to do it now. I mean, I know you're here. So, but thank you. Okay. There's a lot going on right now. Okay. VR headset or upgrade monitors for gaming / iRacing? C9 Chef are... What are you talking about? Are you asking me a question? I see the 2 question marks. That's not for me to choose. Why would you have someone else choose that for you? Choose whichever you want. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? What would you prefer? You might get sick. You might be if you've never done VR, you might be the kind of person that gets motion sickness from it. I don't know. I don't know what's good for you. What do you prefer? What do you want? There are some questions other people can help you with. And there are some where it's just like, hey, what do I eat? What do I eat for dinner tonight? I don't know. What do you want? So we're starting with Dracius. We already got this going. We have a list up. So, okay. Man, I guess I wasn't looking, but I guess there's a solid number of people here tonight. So, and everyone's very active, and this is good. But just give me a second to get my bearings. I am gonna get everything sorted here. We are helping somebody right now at this very second. So now let's talk about this. We can do a bundle that's going to help for us to focus the budget on the GPU, because at 1440p and higher, your GPU is more important than your CPU. But I got to ask, Dracius, what is the type of gaming that you're looking to do? What kind of gaming are we talking about? Are you talking about doing like big AAA ray tracing titles? I mean, you're looking at 1440p, not 4K, but with a $2,800 budget, you absolutely can plan to game in 4K. But are you going to be playing more first-person shooter titles, less ray tracing stuff, more frames per second? What's your goal for gaming here? What kind of games are you going to be focusing on? Again, Dweezy, thank you for the Prime sub. I really appreciate that. And Bergie, if they're watching on Twitch, you just do the emote, yeah, like Shadowlord did. Honestly, 3 more things I'm gonna buy for my setup at this point: mouse pad, office chair, and a nice noise canceling headphones. All good things to have. Zay Dennis, what's up? Oh, got retracted, so I don't know what's up. No, the Corsair 700 Elite is 169. Yo, what's up? Right now, you only have this person he's doing now, and oh, you're talking to a person. Right now, you'll have this person he's doing now, and one more ahead of you. Braithorn, I was stuck on an ad. Oh, good. Okay. Wait, it didn't tell me that an ad was playing. That's crazy. I guess it was just a pre-roll ad, I suppose. Okay. So, what's up, Zintac? How's it going? And also, Rutu, how you doing? Welcome. So, I was asking you, what kind of games are you focused on playing? Are you going to be focusing on like cinematic AAA titles, your cyberpunk style stuff, or are you going to be focusing on first-person shooters, competitive shooters, multiplayer kind of stuff, frames win games, that kind of thing? What are you focused on gaming-wise? Still amazed how an RTX 2060 had 12 gigs of VRAM. So did the 3060. But the new 5060 just got 8 gigs. That's the thing, is that they're going backwards, and it's one of the reasons it was a 4060 as well. Went down to 8 gigs, and people are upset about that. I mean, if you're gaming at 1080p and your settings are modest, you're not going to have any problems with 8 gigs of VRAM in 99% of games at 1080p. Maybe 90% of games. Most people are going to get the 5060 and be just fine. Plenty of people are gaming on, 1660 Supers still with less VRAM, and they're doing fine. The reason I complain about VRAM is because of the prices NVIDIA is willing to charge and demanding we pay. Because look at the price difference between that original 2060 and the 5060. 5060 is more expensive than the 2060 ever was, and they want us to pay more for less VRAM. It doesn't make sense. You good, man? Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Both kind of okay. Maybe not, but DLSS 4 can't run that well with 8 gigs. It runs fine. It's more, it's not as much about how many frames are. It's more about like the textures and the things that it has to handle. I mean, DLSS 4, if you're talking about multi-frame gen, it doesn't run that well on the weaker cards anyway. But it's still fine. Gotta go by. I'll come next time. All right. Yo, what's up? I'll go ahead and take the mark off of here. And just let us know when you come in next time. You'll keep your place in line, though. Where am I going? I'm going here. Let me go ahead and move that right behind there. There we go. So, I guess we can go ahead and do a 9800X3D. It won't hurt anything. And it is better. It is going to have some improvement. And there are some games, like Call of Duty, is going to benefit from it. And by the way, great choice to play Expedition 33. Probably the best game I've played in the last 5 years. It is so good. All right, this will do it right here. Although, let me check something. Cool. Don't put the important stuff. All right, good. This should have PCIe Gen 5. Yeah. Thanks for the slideshow. Very cool, but I want tech specs. Thank you. There you go, PCIe Gen 5. There you go. Looking at the expansion slots here. It was above me. Okay. Now that's PCIe 4.0. So no, not that motherboard, not that bundle. Okay. What about you? Friday's a big day. I already received things today, and everything will arrive on Friday. That will set up my PC. Finally, very cool. You got to document the process, though. You should take little clips of it, footage of it. That'd be pretty cool. This is. I will say this though. It's already complicated to build a PC. Having to film that stuff. I mean, I've done it, obviously. Is a lot of extra work, but it's fun. It can be fun. Yeah, this is. I forgot. This is not going to tell me because. There's certain features that they just don't show. So this one, instead, is a big upgrade. Okay, going from a B650E, which is the previous generation of motherboards, to the X870E-P chipset. That's not only the current generation of motherboards, but it's also the highest end chipset. For $50, definitely worth it, I would say. But let's make sure. That means you're going to get PCIe Gen 5 for your GPU slot. You're going to get PCIe Gen 5 for your storage. And that does make a difference. The other one had just PCIe Gen 5 just for storage. And, I mean, modern cards now do use PCIe Gen 5. Is that going to matter that much unless you're getting a 5090? No, not necessarily. Spent some time tidying up the back of my PC. Nice, nice. Planning to stream my build, but I was too excited. That does happen. Definitely a good idea to always film the unboxing of higher end stuff. Also, good point. AB2, what's going on? Yeah, this is. We'll go with this one. The extra $50 is totally worth it. So it's a Ryzen 7 9800X3D and an MSI X870E-P Pro Wi-Fi. Let's look at the I/O. It's not going to matter. You're not streaming or anything, as you mentioned specifically before. But we still want to know that you can hook some stuff up. So your mouse and keyboard stuff's going to go here. You're going to have two 10 gigabit Ethernet, 10 gigabit USB ports Type A, two 5 gigabit or USB 3.0, 5 gigabit Ethernet, Wi-Fi 7, a 20 gigabit per second USB Type C, and a USB 4, 40 gigabit per second USB Type C with DisplayPort out if needed. That does come from the CPU, by the way. You don't want to hook your monitor up to this HDMI. You can use these though if you want spare monitors that aren't running off your GPU, though that does need to be enabled in BIOS. All right, cool. Storage wise, you have your Gen 5 storage right here. You're going to have an extra one here and here. This is not a high-end X870E motherboard. It has the dual chipset, but it's not super uber packed with features. But it does have features. It does. It has a lot of good stuff to it. It's just scaled down from what I would normally recommend if you were doing streaming and stuff. So there you go. This is good. This works. Welcome back, Chris. So going back to the list, I would select this one here. It takes a little extra time when I'm looking at bundles. I don't want anything to slip under the radar. The RAM is the one thing that I would say could be improved. DDR5 6000 is a good frequency. CL36, not great. But overall, let's see how much you're saving. Looks like about $50 on the CPU. $375 for a 9800X3D is actually pretty dope. Looks like over $100 on the motherboard and like $7 on the RAM. So about $150 in savings for going with the bundle. Love my RPGs, 100%, absolutely. And I got, you know, I played in 4K. I played Expedition 33 in 4K on a 5070 Ti, and it was so good. Like, it was so smooth, looked so awesome. Everything was just, except that I had a driver update that I didn't do. So there was a certain area in the game that was just freaking out during the stream. Like, the lighting was terrible. And I went and updated the GPU drivers afterwards, and it was perfect. I was like, great, good job, me. Anyway, video cards. Speaking of which, now, if you're going to be playing stuff like, if you were just playing Call of Duty or just first-person shooters, I'd say, yeah, maybe a 9070 XT would be a good choice. However, you're doing that and because AMD Radeon GPUs can excel in that arena, but so can NVIDIA cards. It's just AMD cards are usually cheaper. NVIDIA cards are more expensive, but they also excel in your cinematic AAA titles and ray tracing. AMD not quite up to snuff on that yet. So I'm thinking a 5070 Ti. And look, right here, they got one that is at MSRP, $750. Holy jeez. Isn't that wonderful to see? There is one left, though. And I am tempted to head up to Houston and snatch that up myself. That is very... I already have one, though, so I wouldn't do that. There are 25 plus in stock of the of this other Gigabyte 5070 Ti. That is $50 more. I wonder why they stocked more of these. Isn't that weird? Chat, isn't that weird? Is this real, chat? Isn't that odd? I find it a little odd that they stock the ones that are $50 more for no reason. Actually, I'm looking at the description here. 5070 Ti, 5070 Ti. WindForce SFF, triple fan, 16 gigs. What's the difference? Overclocked. It's overclocked. That's it. It's just overclocked. I've seen several 5070 Ti and 5080s at MSRP daily for the last week. Yeah, I've been pointing these out for a few streams now. It's still nice to be able to point it out. Yeah. Maybe they're stocked the same, but the cheaper model sells faster. Maybe, Rurutu. I would love to believe that. What's up? What's up, AJ? How's it going? Maybe they sold more of the cheap. Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. Your budget is $2,800. We have all the most expensive components, and we're at $1,400. I feel like I'm doing something wrong here. Just woke up from a nap. Well, hope it was a good nap. I had a very, very short nap just after having dinner earlier. And dinner hit me like a ton of bricks after we ate. I was just like, oh, I got to stream. Yeah. Okay. I also forgot that I had to set some stuff up that I had changed because I was working on a PC here. But anyways, let's see. So now here's the thing. We could push you up to a 5080 very easily. Very easily. And still be within budget. On some games, there will be benefits there. Well, on all games, yeah, but the benefit's going to change. The thing is, it's like a $400 or $500 difference, and you might see a 15% uptick in performance. And that we're talking about, that's more than a 50% difference in price. But what I want to see is if there are any 5080s at MSRP. Because we're seeing 5070 Ti's. So if there's a $999, there is. There's a 5080 for $999. That means that like 15, 20% difference in performance, maybe 10% difference. You're getting that for 33% more instead of like 50 or 60% more on the price. That's actually manageable. That's doable. Let's freaking do it. Bergie5 says, how about 2x32 gig memory? They're just gaming. They shouldn't need that. And also, this is a bundle. So if we put different memory, they're going to pay $50 more for the CPU and $100 more for the motherboard. Although I'd probably just choose a different motherboard at that point. We might break apart the bundle because you still don't need the bundle per se. Like your budget is still higher than you need. And that way we can be picky about our RAM so that you get, I mean, Ryzen relies on really good RAM to get the best performance out of it. So we can do that. And I think we might. Let's get the rest of the system set up first. I'm going to set now with those prices. Prices in NZ are just bad. It makes sense. It's pretty remote compared to where most PC part buyers are going to be. So I look at the price jump relative to the whole build, $250 in the whole cost of the build. For a $2,800 build, AJ, that's not bad, right? I'd say that's it's less than 10%. It's not too bad. Do you think these price drops are due to the rumored super cards? I think it's just because availability became available. Also, we're I guess at the end of the months of tariffs being on hold, and so some of the stock you're seeing is not really being hit with really hard with tariffs. AO says change the RAM. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, that's what I would change, and that would break apart the bundle, and then I would pretty much change the motherboard as well. But yeah. You have PCIe Gen 5 in this motherboard, or any motherboard I would choose for this, so we might as well give you the 2 terabyte drive. But let's just see what other, because Yo What's Up was mentioning a good price on the Corsair PCIe Gen 5 drive. I don't know if they carry that here, though. So let's go to interface. We go to PCIe Gen 5 X4. There's 27 of these. We go to a capacity of 2 terabytes and see what pops up. But I did get 2 most expensive parts on sale. Well, that's good. Yields are getting better too, and also tariffs have been released on a lot of stuff. MSI got their pricing down like 20 to 40% for us. Yeah. Now, supposedly, those tariffs are supposed to come back into effect on the 1st of August. What are you doing, Builder? What is going on? Did we break the internet again? Did we break the website again? We might have. There we go. Now I got to redo that, but it's going to work just fine this time. Manifesting. We're manifesting. Capacity, 2 terabytes, and interface, Gen 5. And we'll go by, sort by lowest price. Wait, hold up. There's an Inland TN510. I haven't looked at this yet, but it's $169 for 2 terabytes of Gen 5 storage. Hold the phone. Okay, I mean, it's like a pretty solid amount slower than the other, but that's still really good. 1,200 terabytes written. So it's up to 10,000 megabytes per second sequential read speed, and up to 8,500 megabytes per second sequential write speed. I need to do my research on this one, like I did about the Performance Plus. That's why I always recommend that one. I need to do that. But let's take a look also at this one here. This is a PNY model. What are the speeds like here? Speeds are just like a skosh higher. And they don't have a rating for the longevity, so I'm not going to recommend that one. The P510 from Crucial is about the same speed and about in the same longevity, and it costs $10 more. And then, yeah, look at this. The 9100 Pro is $189 right now. That's with the internal with the heatsink. It is like $40 cheaper than the one without the heatsink. What the hell? And they'll just remove the heatsink for you. All right, there you go. Dweezy all day says the website was breaking on me earlier. Well, did you do this? How could you? Not sure your thoughts, but I like a 2 plus 4 terabyte arrangement at this price point. I've been doing that pretty regularly, actually. I do a 2 terabyte boot drive. Now, this is not necessary for this build. It's just strictly gaming. 2 terabytes should carry them a pretty long way. And they're building it themselves, so adding storage, obviously not a problem down the line. But for some content creation builds, I've been doing a 2 plus 4. So 2 terabyte PCIe Gen 5 for the boot drive in the primary slot there, the CPU slot. And then you put a 4 terabyte Inland Performance Plus or other PCIe Gen 4 drive in a secondary slot. And you have 6 terabytes of storage divided up really nicely for 4 terabytes for your extra storage and 2 terabytes for your operating system and your main programs. And obviously a bunch of files. 2 terabytes is still a really solid amount of storage. So Twitch doesn't count views from deaf people, says Adam Williams. I couldn't say, Adam. I don't know. Maybe. What's up, Revenge? How's it going? Meant to watch earlier, but I got distracted. You're good. No worries. We did your build already, right? Yes, we did. Good. No, you're good. Don't worry about it. and you want a lot of RGB, I think we can accommodate this. Now, wait, hold on a second. I got to check something, Dracius, real quick. You listed a Micro Center here, but you said you don't want to get your stuff from Micro Center, and it's a parts list. So, like, your build, are you gonna do? Would you rather this be a PC part picker list instead of a Micro Center build? I didn't know that. If that's the case. I wish I could set up the form to where if you select anything other than just yes for living near a Micro Center, it gets rid of the list of locations. Because as soon as I see a location put there, I think they want to get it from there. Because you're supposed to just skip that if you say yes, but I don't want to get my PC there. I meant I wasn't getting a pre-built. I guess. I guess I should change that to yes, but I don't want to shop there. Maybe I'll put it that way. Or PC or parts. Whatever I got to do to make that a little bit more clear. Okay. Now, here comes the part where that question here, where we're talking about, do you want a lot of RGB? And you said yes. Or do you want RGB? And you said yes and a lot of it. This is where it comes into play because we're choosing a case now. Dracius, do you already have a case in mind? Shadowlord says, just so you know, when it's my turn, I'm open to other companies. They just have to have the height Y70 in black. Are you talking about getting a pre-built instead of building it yourself? Shadowlord, because you chose parts list, meaning you're building it yourself. Do you mean other companies to buy parts? Is that what you're talking about? Okay, so you don't have a case in mind. I'm going to recommend probably the King 95 Pro. That does have a solid amount of RGB. It's actually a decent balance. If you want something with more, there's a C5, the Antec C5. That's a similar shape, but has hub-lit RGB fans rather than perimeter-lit ones. New to PC gaming. Got it. No problem. Does this come with fans? Let me take a better look at this thing. I mean, it's 011 style, it seems. It's just a dual-chamber case. Comes with 7 120mm fans. That makes perfect sense because then you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so that you have your AIO go to the top. So it includes all the fans. Let's see if we can find some more features on this. Install fans with 6 reverse fans. 6 of them are reverse flow. It's awesome. Thanks and thanks. Look great so far. Only complaint is the include RGB controller doesn't seem like it makes solid connection with the various parts and can easily slip loose. Also have a bad blue LED in the front strip. That's not great. Cons. This is not the most beginner-friendly case to build in. See, I felt that the King 95 Pro was quite easy to build in. Your fans are all installed. The cables are kind of pretty much managed already. Does the King 95 Pro have 8 PCIe slots? I have it facing the other way. Hold on. That would be 7. What's up, Tanmay? How's it going? Humanity, I hope you're doing well. I think I already said hi, but I'll say it again. What's up? I built in the King the easiest one I've ever built in. It's awesome. It's great to build in. So this is a King 95 Pro. There you go. Comes with the bottom reverse flow fans, the side intake reverse flow fans, and a single exhaust fan. And you just put your AIO radiator up here, and you're good to go. Oh, Shadowlord, there's plenty. There's a few SIs that have that. No worries. I would say go King 95 Pro. I've recommended it a bunch of times for a good reason. It's very easy to build in. There's plenty of space for cable management. It just makes it really easy for you. Trying to find more cases with 8 slots. I mean, there's not really much of a need for one because most motherboards aren't going to support that anyway or require that. Have you checked Be Quiet? They might have it. King 95 looks good, right? Not sure how I missed that one. Sorry, but yeah, okay. Power supply. Let's put in something really nice here. I mean, you still have $800 to go, so you're fine budget-wise. Let's see. We'll go at least 1,000 watts on this with that 5080 in there, but it won't let us. So we're gonna have to go up here, disable that, go here, pick that. And we can go with what I like, which is the Lian Li Edge. Love this power supply. For the combination of price and features, the cables are nice. And it's really nice to build with in a dual chamber case. Here, I'll show you here. There you go. Because of the way that it sits. So this part faces towards the outside. You mount it in the case, it faces towards the outside. And then it's really easy to access these ports here to plug everything in. You don't have to like twist your wrist around. Plus you have a fan hub here to power fans as well. That PWM can be, the signal, PWM signal can be fed from the motherboard. It's really nice. You shouldn't need this because most of your fans are already going to be wired up, but it's just nice to have. And the price of these is absolutely solid. It is 1,000 watts, 80 plus gold, and you do get some very nice individually sleeved cables here with it, so you don't need cable extensions. Like, you can't lose with this thing. It's very nice. Yes, and talked with them directly, told them what I wanted. Lol. Okay. Now we need a liquid cooling kit. We can go Montech to keep it all Montech. I wouldn't see anything wrong with that. Oh, they call it carrying the panorama. That's cool. That's the SE too. Let's see. Montech. Yep, we've got them. There you go. Tenmei, I don't know. AJ did not say, but it's, as you can see, you can read exactly what I can read, and they haven't said why they want 8 PCIe slots. Remember that there are some things that you can add in that are just brackets with a cable hooked up to them that can give you something like you can hook it up to your USB-C header, particularly if you have a crazy motherboard that has 2, but the case doesn't have 2 on the front panel. Sometimes you have an extra USB 3.0 and you can get the cable to go to that header and then it just has a bracket. There's other PCIe bracket accessories you can put in that aren't necessarily going into a PCIe slot. That could very well be a reason for it as well. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and we're going to forego the bundle. And we're going to just pick a different motherboard. I just want to get you different RAM and maybe more of it. Because it's not going to hurt anything to have too much RAM. More RAM than you need. It will not hurt a thing to do that. Could even go with the 48 gig route instead of 32. So say we go here to capacity. I want to see what options there are for this. $48. And we can also put 64. 2x32. Then we're going to go for our... I'll still go 6,000. It's still 9800X3D. Still likes that. Cast latency. They don't have lower than 30 apparently, so that's fine. 2x32, 2x32. So they don't have... It looks like they don't have 48 gig kits matching the speeds that we want. So you can go with the Trident Z5 Neo, DDR5 6000, CL30 with RGB. So there you go. Yeah. It is $20 more than for the non-RGB one, but you said you wanted a lot of it. So there you go. 64 gigs. You're saying RAM is life? That should be plenty for you. Now that is going to change the price of the motherboard back to its standard price, but we can just change the motherboard if we want. We might go, let's see. It's just going to make us choose those. So let's just stick with X870. And we're going to go full ATX. And, okay, that's fine. Jim Lee says, can you build me a 2K PC for my home office? Jim, if you would take a look at the description, because currently I'm helping somebody who filled out the form and got themselves on the list. If you take a peek at the description of the stream, there's a link right there that will take you to the form you need to fill out to get free help, and I'd be happy to help you with that. But welcome to the stream. So this one's about $80 cheaper than the MSI one. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the details here. Oh, this one moves the GPU all the way to the top slot. That's interesting. You don't see that very often anymore. What do we have for our... So it's down to 2.5 gig instead of 5 gig Ethernet. You have dual USB 4, though, which is nice. Just a little bit more I.O. But you do lose that 5 gig Ethernet. Let me ask you this, Drakius. What is your home internet speed, if that's not too personal to ask? Do you have, like, fiber with over 2.5 gig on speeds on your bandwidth? Let's see. Specification. Make sure we got everything we need. Gen 5 for the... PCIe 5.0 and PCIe 5.0. Okay, so we just got to decide whether so your internet is faster than 2.5 gigs. So then we'll go with a board with faster internet then, faster Ethernet. It might be that MSI motherboard was the correct one. That might be one of the cheapest ones with that. So what if we do this? Maybe they have it here. Land speed. There we go. There are only 2 motherboards out of the ones we've narrowed it down to that have 5 gigabit. Oh, it's doing this again. Zach plays next. What website do you use to purchase your PCs? That's basically pre-built. Zach, welcome to the stream. There are dozens of websites that we look at. And it's whoever I'm helping, because I help people one-on-one for free. Whoever I'm helping, whatever's best for them is what we look at. And I use a form that you fill out to help figure out what's best, what might be best for you. So that's right there in the description. Please fill that out. As you can see, we have some people who are waiting for help. And we are currently on Drakius right now. The ones in purple are the ones who are here and waiting right now. So go ahead and fill out the form. It might not be too long before I'm helping you out. All right, we're going to do this all over again. All that stuff I did. We're doing all of it all over again. That's fantastic. Good job. Good job, Micro Center. Killing it, as always. Here we go. And they even turned the compatibility filter back on. Like I need that. It's a chipset. I can choose it. There we go. It's just 2 motherboards. And look, it's one just like the one we were looking at, but it's not X870E. And it costs $90 less. This is why I look. This is why I look for that. a quick look at the product details real quick. I/O looks identical. Everything looks the same. All right, we're going to check it on their site real quick. This is why I do this, so y'all don't have to. I obsess over these things so you don't have to. It helps. Okay, and then we go to specifications so I can check my things here. PCIe 5.0 there. Okay, and you can't necessarily use the third M.2 socket on there if you want to use a bunch of your basically the PCIe 4 slot. Okay. This is not a bad motherboard, though, for this. And you're just gaming. You're not going to use that. So storage, Gen 5. Perfect. We found the perfect motherboard for your build. And there are only 2 in stock, but hey, they've got it. So we've optimized the RAM, the motherboard. Basically, the extra money you paid for the RAM, we took it out of the motherboard, and you still have every feature that you needed out of that motherboard. So, yeah, we're totally solid here. We already have an AIO. The case already comes with all the other fans you need pre-installed, ready to go. We have your power supply, your storage, and we're still like, what? $326 under budget. $316 under budget. So there you have it. Zay Dennis, what's going on? Hey, Bray, I'm here. Are you going to get to... Okay, let me see. Where are you on the list? That's a maybe. That's a probably. I'm just finishing up with the first one here with Dracius. What's up, John Paul Bacon? Welcome. How's it going? Z-Man's Car 715. Good evening. Welcome. Let me go ahead and get you this list. Dracius, here's what you got to do. I didn't want to copy it. Hold on. There we go. I need you to click that link, and I need you to save this build, okay? And I'm not talking about like maybe later. I mean like right now. Looking at the list here, I want you to notice how many people are here from Micro Center. As usual these days. Most of them. So the next person I help out with Micro Center, it is going to erase your build unless you save it to your account, to your Micro Center account. Or you can just add it to cart if you don't have a Micro Center account and don't want to make one. You should at this point, if you're going to be giving them this much money. But yeah, it may prompt you to create an account, save the build, whatever. If not, you can add it to cart. I don't think there was anything that was in-store only necessarily. Although it might not let you add to cart. No, it just doesn't let you do the pro assembly because it says compatibility, because I had to disable compatibility filters for certain search functions, whatever. Yeah. On Saturday, someone asked me to spec out a PC to play Civ and City Skylines 2 with mods. I saw a lot of posts online recommending 128 gigs of RAM for that game. Some mods even utilize 64 threads. That's crazy. That is crazy. That's crazy, 10 May. But yeah, Zach plays next. I do hope that you did hear my message about the message about filling out the form. Go ahead and do that. Get on the list, and that's for anybody who is coming in and asking for help. You saved it. Awesome. Thank you. Here we go. And one down. There you go, Dracius. Let us know how that turns out, okay? Have fun with your first build. And remember, you have resources available to you. There's just hours upon hours upon hours, hundreds of hours of videos that will teach you how to build a PC at your own pace. So make sure you take advantage of all the resources available to you. And have a good time. Gigabyte Eagle and MSI Pro-P are identical. Also, they are not 8-layer boards, so RAM support above 96 gigs gets a little harder to tune. Tanmay, you know most of the people I help out here aren't going above 96 gigs. Thomas Smith, what's up? Wanted to pop in and say thank you for helping me, myself and TL with our new builds. My rig is running great. Appreciate our help. No problem. That's what I do. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, he told me that he got it today and that it's running great. Or was it yesterday? I'm sorry, the days kind of blend together. I don't have a good sleep schedule. Okay, Shadow. It would seem you are next. Oh, hold on. I got to check something, Shadow, real quick before it's you. Jim over on YouTube, quick question for you. Because you asked, can you build me a 2K PC for my home office? Is this you right here where it says Jim Lee? Is that you? Did you already fill out the form? Like on the 6th of the month? Because that would mean you're next. I'm just checking. 2 reasons. Makes it easier when you add a second GPU, and also it makes it easier to plug in bottom cables to your motherboard, especially on MSI motherboards with additional PCIe power. Yeah, I did a build where I had to put in a capture card, and I could not put in the additional PCIe power. It doesn't really require it, but what are you going to do? Doing fine, John. Doing fine. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Jim Lee, just checking. Is this you right here? Did you fill out this form previously? Because it's an exact match for your name. I thought I remembered it. Because it was one of the... Because there was this sort of unbroken list of... unbroken stretch of people I hadn't helped out yet. All right, well, in any case, I guess we'll go ahead and help out Shadow right now. Shadow, you still with us? Okay. 87 Fahrenheit here in Washington at 7:35 p.m. is a little crazy. Yeah, it was like 105 the other day here in Texas, just cooking, but with like 95% humidity, of course, which makes it even better. Okay, so now you said that you were open to a pre-built, but you said Micro Center. So I'm a little bit confused for yours as to what you want. Do you want to build it yourself or do you want a pre-built? Please answer that for me. It's like, I'm not, there's no wrong answer to that. It's whatever you want to do. If you want to get a pre-built, have warranty, all that kind of stuff, that's fine. Get it from an SI. You are near the Santa Clara, California Micro Center. So if you want to get it built by them, they can do that. It's $250 for them to do it, or you can build it yourself. I would say that usually people choose that and make that decision. Unless I can find you something that's going to be cheaper than Micro Center, it's a little hard to justify if you're looking at price to performance. But you did say boutique, which tells me that you're interested in that boutique experience. That attention to detail on the build, high-end components, good customers, excellent customer service after the sale and during, all that good stuff. So, what is it? You got to tell me. I can't tell you which you want to do. You know what I mean? This is your money. This is your hard-earned money, and it's up to you. As long as I get the Y70, I'm good. And you're really all about that case. That's fine. That's fine. For my part, as long as you're not streaming, I'm down with it. Gaming, pro gaming / esports. Sure. I do want to make sure of one thing, though. Do you have a very large desk? I hope so. Because if you want to display this thing on your desk, it is a massive case. It is very, very large and also not small. Just making sure that you know that. Awesome. We're on the same page. So if you want to get a pre-built, we can do that. Let's see. Who's using the Y70 right now? I know that Paradox is using it. Of course, iBuyPower has it for sure. But Paradox is more on the side of a boutique builder. Let me just scroll through these and I'll know it when I think. Let me see. Stints built, I don't think uses the Y70. I don't think that. I could probably just get rid of. Actually, just remove that one. Sad, but I mean, what are you gonna do? Reactor Gaming, I don't think has it. Starforge doesn't do custom. It's funny because Starforge Systems says custom gaming PCs on their thing here, but you don't really get to customize it. Yeah, that's something to consider. AJ's right. Currently, the Y70 comes with a PCIe Gen 4 riser cable, and 50 series GPUs are PCIe Gen 5. So it's like a little bit of a bottleneck, but they sell the replacement cable separately, and it's a bit of a mess, but that's what happens when you build your case to rely on a riser cable. Technology is going to keep on moving. Let's see. Who else uses a Y70? We might just be going right to Paradox. Does Power GPU have it? Hey, there it is. Power GPU. I haven't been able to do a build with Power GPU in like a while, so this would make me very happy. And they are a boutique builder, so let's look at the resolution you're gaming at. 4K. All right, so here's the thing, Shadow Lord. If you've heard me talk about this once, you've probably heard me talk about this a dozen times. If you're gaming at 4K, except for very specific applications, you do not need a 3D VCache chip. And if you're looking, what's your actual maximum budget, by the way? You have this budget of $3,000 to $3,500. There's a range there. What's the actual final number? Like you see here on these, I actually get a number on most of them. So what is the actual max budget for your build? Basically, this is going to be between Power GPU and Build Redux. Not Build Redux. No. Paradox. Paradox Customs. I'm looking at those two. 3,600. I won't say anything. But sure. It's just $100 off. It's fine. There is an option like this one where it's 3,500 to 4,000, by the way. But it's no big deal. It's no big deal. Okay. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do this. There we go. That works. So you could actually go with a 9700X and probably be fine. But can you tell me what kind of games you're going to be playing, if I may ask? What are you going for, like big cinematic AAA titles? I imagine if you're gaming in 4K. Or are you going to be trying to play Call of Duty in 4K? I am fine with this motherboard for you. That is totally fine. I do wish it showed the price changes here. They used to, I think. No, they don't anymore. Let's see. Kingston Fury Beast, DDR5, 6000, CL30. I see no problem with this. Like, that's what I love to see it. I love to see it when they have a good base spec. Like, you look at this price and it's like, oh, man, it's probably like the cheapest, the worst RAM speeds. And like, you know, it's going to have the crappiest motherboard. No. It's a nice motherboard. Great kit of RAM right there. And what does it go up to if we like? I don't know what it goes up to. That bothers me. Let's see. 2109 goes up to 2239. Like $130 to go from 32 gigs to 64. That's pretty reasonable, I guess. I mean, for something that is clearly upcharged, that's fine, I suppose. It's like double the price of this, I suppose. We'll see whether we want to come back to that. A bit of everything, but mostly Call of Duty and Cyberpunk. It is a $200 difference. It is $200 more to get basically the same CPU, but with 3D V-Cache. We'll come back to it because I'm pretty sure we're at least going to be, yeah, we're on a 5060. That's the one part of this build where it's like, okay, they went pretty low spec on that. Oh, good. My other PC just updating. That's cool, I guess. 5070 Ti. 5080. That goes over budget if we do that. $5070 Ti is well under budget and similar performance. So what we did here, because you mentioned Call of Duty, okay, I put the $200 more expensive 9800X3D CPU in there, and we're balancing out the CPU and the GPU some here, okay? Call of Duty supposedly is reliant upon the CPU for performance, even at higher resolutions. Now, that means between the 5070 Ti and the 5080, there's like a $400 price difference here. And I don't think there's $400 worth of performance increase going from the 5070 Ti to the 5080. I played all manner of games at 4K on the 5070 Ti, and I never had a problem. It ran awesome. I don't think I would go with a 750 watt power supply, though. Hold up. Give me a second to adjust this. Are we going to expand here, or is that what's going on? Do I need to redo this? Did I break their website? It's all correct. Oh, I have to do this first. That's why. It's just a little red outline, so I didn't know I had to do that first. I could use a glowing arrow or something. Okay, 1000 watt power supply would do the trick. Yeah, we're still under budget before my discount. Bergie caught it. Thank you. I just saw that. Also the storage. So let's get you faster and larger storage. $990 Pro 2 terabyte. Is this going to go over? Look at that. $35.99 and 89 cents. How do you like that for a $3,600 budget? We're 11 cents under budget. Hell yeah. We already have a 360 AIO. We have fans for the intake on the bottom and the side. And we have the fans that come with the AIO. We've got everything. Just ignore that picture, because on aesthetics, we have the Y70. The black Y70 is selected there. Really, they have the white, the pink, and the black, but no purple. Sad. Sad. What can we get with this $0? A nice, fresh breath of air. Here you go. That's it. There you go. So now if I can click share build. And let's see what we... so here's one. I'm going to put this on the list before I give it to you first. We're going to do this. And no, I mean, honestly, I don't see any reason to go to another builder. I mean, this has everything you need. The 5070 Ti for 4K gaming is really good. If you want to see, there's streams that I did where I was thoroughly, if you want, before you order this, if you want to make sure of that, go back through my VODs on YouTube, and there's one where I was unboxing and testing the 5070 Ti, and you watch me play a bunch of games and just rip it up. It's awesome. So there you go. Now I do have a code here, so let's see what this comes out to after my code. Should be $50 off. So if we go to checkout, coupon code should be Braethorn. Let's make sure it's working. And there you go, $50 off. There you have it, $35.49. And also, Power GPU, also, they bumped up their warranty quite a bit. It's now a full 3 years, I believe. Let me just get this real quick for you. There you go. Just use that code to get $50 back in your pocket there. Let's see. Yeah, that ought to do it for you. What is this? Okay, yeah, don't show me what it is. Just have that there, I guess. I guess it's a desk mat. It looks pretty sick. Anyway, was that the touch version of the Y70 or just the original? Just the original. Shadow Lord, did you want the one with the touchscreen on it? Because you just said the Y70, not the Y70 Touch. Because, yeah, this one just has the clear glass on the corner there. You can also always get the screen from height later on. What you might want to do, what I would probably recommend, Shadow Lord, is you might want to, you know how here you have questions, chat with us, all that. Open up a chat and ask them about the PCIe Gen 5 riser cable, because they should be able to source that for you. It's now available from height, and they might swap that out for you. I don't know. Honestly, they should have them, but should only takes you so far, I suppose. They also have the Persona 3 Y70, which is pretty sick, but I don't know if you're into Persona 3, so we'll just go ahead and go with that. That's why I got to get a better PC from what I currently have, because most games I play now outperform my PC, and I'm currently in the saving money phase to get enough money. Well, Zach plays next. I will say this. The form will ask you if you're close to making your purchase. You should not fill out the form until you're within a month of making your purchase. Because just build up whatever budget you're able to, and we'll work with that. I can't really tell you how much you can save. I don't know. For your purchase. So yeah, whenever you're within a month of making your purchase, that's when you want to do the form. Spy, what's going on? Welcome. Okay, you're good with that one? Awesome. Neat. Are you trying to upgrade your PC? I don't know what you're trying to do. Okay. I mean, hopefully you just fill out the form, and then you get to tell me whether you're trying to upgrade or get a new PC or whatever. But Shadow, there you go. Good to go, my friend. There you go. All right. Oh, Spy, you are on the list, right? This is you. I mean, there's capitalization here. That's not in your name, but I'm going to go ahead and assume that that's you. Okay, and you have a PC part picker list, right? Let's see what you're doing. Just gaming at 4K, $3,500 to $4,000. What is the actual maximum budget for your build? Okay. And you're going to be building this yourself? Is that correct? If you ask Max, I can go higher, but not want 5090. I mean, if you're just gaming, you don't need a 5090. Angry Beaver, what's up, bud? How's it going? I'm all good to go, thanks. You're very welcome. Say hi to Jesse for me. And you might also be able to get them to build it for you on stream. Might as well ask, why not? But that way you get to be part of the build process, hang out with the person building it for you, chat with them, ask questions, that kind of stuff. Okay. I'm doing all right. I do other stuff. I do coding, compiling, app making, esports gaming, AAA gaming. Okay, can I ask why you didn't put those in here? I do have a coding / game design option, esports option, and yeah. So I don't know. For a while, I don't really do coding myself. I don't do any programming myself. So generally, whenever someone says they're going to be doing coding or game design or whatever, just depending on what angle they're taking on that, I just usually go with any CPU with more cores. So on this, you can go with, if you stated that you do want to be able to upgrade your CPU down the line. So currently, the option for that is socket AM5. They have been there, man. The rumor mill is going crazy on getting more and more intense about socket AM6, yada yada, coming out, and people are talking about like how AMD said they're only going to support AM5 until 2025. No, they said 2027. They extended that to 2027 and beyond. So I'm not expecting socket AM6 to be coming out anytime soon. So AM5 is going to be supported for quite a long time. But looking at your PC part picker list, you chose a 9800 X3D. And the thing is, you're going to... I thought I had it as my second form. That is true. Gaming and coding / game design. Yeah, you did do that before. Now, looking at this, though, 4K gaming and the 9800 X3D... Yeah, I mean, the same thing. It's the same thing, though. I can very easily say, because you said esports gaming right there, and that doesn't mesh with 4K either. 4K gaming plus esports equals not coming in first, generally. But there is the 9950 X3D, and that is within budget for you, okay? Now, you chose a 5080 here. Sure. I would look for one that's closer to the actual price, the actual MSRP. Let's see if we can find that on PC Part Picker. So if we go to 5080, we might be able to save you almost $500 just on the GPU. And look at that. You can get one for $1099. That's $99 above, or $100 above original announced MSRP. Instead of just to get the Asus one. I mean, there's even an Asus Prime card that is $200-300 less than the one you chose. But PNY is super solid. I would just go with the PNY card. Saves you hundreds of dollars on the 5080. Now, do you need a 5080? No. Can you get it? Sure. Especially now that it's close to MSRP. I would say go for... Oh, damn it. I did the thing again. Hold on. Go here. Click on edit this parts list. Now I can do that. So yeah, $1,564 for a 5080. No, thank you. $1099 for a 5080. You know what? Yeah. There you go. Now it shows 2 cards. But yeah, we saved you $460 there. I have 4 monitors, 2 4Ks and 2 1440p. Okay. Okay, X870E-E gaming Wi-Fi. Is this necessary for just gaming and coding? I don't think so. It's a lot of motherboard for just gaming and coding. Especially because, I don't know. mean, it's a great motherboard. It's super solid. It has great I/O. But do you need this if you're just gaming and, coding stuff? You have a $4,000 budget. I mean, I'm not going to begrudge you on that. And we just took hundreds of dollars off of it. So, off of what you're spending. So, why not? I am curious, though, because you're going for a black build, yet you chose a white AIO. What's the story with that? Is there a particular reason for that? Or were you just picking any one of them? Only issue I had with my build was front panel USB slots weren't working at first, says Jordan. Oh, really? Oh, I'm tuning in today from my first ever build PC completed yesterday. Awesome. So you built it, and so your front panel USB weren't working. I hope you got those working. Yeah, but Spy, what's the deal on the white AIO instead of a matching one? Wait, shipping out of stock. It's out of stock anyway, so you can't get that one. Oh, okay. Okay. This has happened to us before, where I'm doing a parts list and I make recommendations and someone's like, they let me talk for 5 minutes about one part and they're like, oh, I already have that, so I'm not changing it. We're going to stop right now. Okay? And you're going to tell me, you're going to answer a few questions for me, okay, Spy? Have you purchased any of these parts already? No, you haven't purchased anything yet. Are you already set on any of these components to where you won't change your mind if I make a recommendation? I've been burned on this before, where I wasted like 30 to 45 minutes of my time, chat's time, and the viewer's time because they didn't tell me enough information. Okay, which parts are you set on that you would not change your mind about? Please tell me right now. I'm not moving on until we get that settled because I don't want to waste your time or my time. Zach plays next. If you're going to be upgrading your GPU, you need to make sure you have enough wattage in that power supply. You need to know you need to know what kind of power supply you have. Rutu says, hey, chat, stop wasting my time. I mean, I guess so. I'm all good with any recommendation. Okay, I guess I just misunderstood your response there. Okay. So instead of going with a 1 terabyte drive and a 2 terabyte drive, I would just suggest, so wait, you have 1 terabyte PCIe 5.0 and 2 terabyte PCIe 5.0. I would only go with one PCIe 5.0 boot drive. That's 2 terabytes or more. I wouldn't go with 2 of them because you might end up, depending on how the layout is for that motherboard, you might end up with a slower GPU slot because of that. One of those M.2 slots, one of those slots for the SSD is dedicated straight to the CPU, has its own PCIe lanes, and shares them with no other, doesn't share them with a PCIe slot. You just want to use that one for PCIe Gen 5. The 2 terabytes cheaper than 1 terabyte. That's because one is a 990 Evo Plus, the other is a 9100 Pro. That is why. If you get yourself a 9100 Pro 2 terabyte, I think you'll be better off and get rid of the 990 Evo Plus. And there it is. It is $229 on the internet rather than a Micro Center. Okay. Let's go ahead and get rid of this one and the Evo Plus. So you don't have 3 terabytes of storage. You have 2, but it's all faster. It's like the faster kind. And if you want, we have plenty of budget to add. What I would do is what I like to do to where you're not going to have to worry about storage for a long time. Have 2 terabytes on your primary drive. Put your main applications there. Your operating system goes there, obviously. And then you can get something like a PCIe Gen 4 4 terabyte drive. And you're probably going to end up spending just a little bit more going with this orientation than the other one that you were looking at. So I'm looking at the Performance Plus, 4 terabytes, and that is where? There it is, $299. There you go. Now you have 6 terabytes of storage instead of 3. Your boot drive has more space. You never want to get to the point where your boot drive is in the red. That can start really bogging down your operating system. It doesn't feel snappy anymore. It's just not going to run well. You want to have a spacious boot drive if possible. And now you do. And it's the fastest drive in the system, too. So everything's going to copy from it, read from it, write from it very quickly, and it's going to be very snappy and responsive. You already have 64 gigs of RAM. However, this is not the correct kind of Trident Z5. Because you have a Ryzen CPU, you want Trident Z5 Neo, which has the Expo overclocking profile for AMD. This is going to have XMP for Intel. Now, you went with DDR5 6400 CL32, and you can still get one-to-one memory sync with this configuration. So we can do that if you want. But I would go with the Neo, not the just standard Z5. Okay? But we can get similar specs. You want 64 gigs? Sure. That's DDR5 6200 or 6400, right? Yeah. 6400 CL32. You want 2x32. And we want let's go to G-Skill. Where's a Neo? Well, I guess we got to go to DDR5 6000 CL30 in that case, because that is what's actually supposed to be the sweet spot. So let's do that. Now that we do that, bam, what shows up? Trident Z5 Neo, the correct RAM for your system. That's the one you want. Yes, it's slightly lower frequency, but that frequency is I've been told that 6400 you can get achieve memory sync of 1-to-1 as well. I haven't seen it myself. But 6000 is supposed to be the sweet spot for Zen 5. So, yeah. Let's just go with that. It is the easy answer. It is the correct answer here, and you have the one with the Expo memory profile. That's a lot, Jordan. That's a lot of storage. So you went for your case with the 011 Evo. Okay. I'm going to make a recommendation here. Well, first off, if you're getting this, you need to go to case fans and add a bunch of case fans. And I can do that for you. Get you, Unifans, Lee and Lee Unifans. But one thing we're going to do is we're going to get you a power supply that's perfect for this case. It's a Lee and Lee power supply. So let's do that. The Lee and Lee Edge power supply. Now, this is 80 plus platinum, 1000 watts. It's not 80 plus gold. It's about the same price as the 80 plus gold MSI power supply at 1000 watts. But this is 80 plus platinum efficiency. Plus, it has the power connectors facing the direction that makes the most sense for a dual chamber case like the 011 Evo RGB. Now, I feel like we could even go to the higher wattage, the 1300 watts if you want, for a future upgradability potentially. It would add, $40 to the price. You can also go with the Edge Gold and get the 80 plus gold power supply. It's $20 less on the 1000 watt. And then there's the 1200 watt. Whoa, it's $500 apparently. That's being scalped. And you're the case recommendation. Just need some wiggle room in a case. I'm fine with this one, other than the fact that you have to buy all the fans for it. Aside from that, it's a fantastic case. No pun intended. It's a great case. And let's just do this guy here. Remove the other one. I already did that for us. We're going to change this to a Lee and Lee cooler. And they have the Hydro Shift, which is really cool. Let me see what you said about RGB. On RGB, you said not too much. You might have picked the wrong case for that, to be honest. My current PC has Lee and Lee Galahad. Are you going to be moving that over to this build, or are you? Is this just a completely separate build? So you need all the parts for it. What's up, Alucard? I'm on the third one now. that I've worked on, I think. Yeah, I'm on the third one so far. Is it Zinbury? Is that how I say that? XNBURY? I don't know. Is building PCs like this more about saving money or more about customization? Yes, it's about both. Versus going with a complete pre-built. I mean, you can save money building it yourself, obviously. Just like you can save money cooking all your own meals yourself, changing your own oil in your car, doing your own plumbing. Not everybody cares to do that, though. And that's why it's goods and services, right? If you want a pre-built and you don't want the hassle of building a PC, because it can be a hassle at times, it's all fun. It's very fun. It's very cool until it doesn't boot up properly. And then you're going to be there for hours figuring out what happened, if there is that kind of issue. There isn't always, but it can happen. Get a pre-built, you have a warranty. It's guaranteed to work. That's pretty valuable. So it's up to you. Nobody can tell you whether you should buy a pre-built or build it yourself. That is not for anybody else to decide. Cooler, separate build. Okay, so you didn't tell me that because you're going to be using that cooler. Okay. Yeah, no problem. And if you have questions about this stuff, I help people with both parts list for DIY builds or finding pre-builts through any of the dozens of system integrators we work with and talk with and we know and trust, who have built trust with our community. So it's not just about like, should I build it myself or should I get a pre-built? It's also about like, well, I guess I want pre-built. Holy crap, there's a lot of options. Which one's right for me? That's what I'm here for. I help out with that directly one-on-one. And you can either hang out and just sort of absorb some of that or fill out the form and I'll help you out. The link is, well, actually it hasn't posted in a bit, so oops. There you go. That's the link to the form right there. It gets you on this list to get help directly. And I just try to take all the doubt out of it for you. You know? So, I mean, it's like my job is to reduce the chances of buyer's remorse because you bought the wrong thing, you know? So there's a HydraShift LCD, HydraShift 2 LCD. Let's pick a color here. We're going to pick black to match the build. The HydraShift is cool because it hides the tubes away. It's really cool. If you don't want too much RGB, though, we can go with this one here and get the matching fans for this. So that's probably... we can't get that one here because it's showing me stuff they don't have prices for. That's really dumb. Okay, let's try that again. They don't have the ones... They do. There's one with an LCD screen, but it has the blacked out fans. We're probably just going to go with one that has RGB in it. Like, why are so many of these not showing up as in stock? That's annoying. I mean, that's kind of cool. Blacked out fans, but it has an LCD for telemetry readout. That's kind of neat. I don't know. Yeah, then it stops having them. So let's see if we can get matching fans for this. That's fine. I can mix match the color. It's not going to be in a showroom. I don't like that. I don't like that thought of that. I want to get you something that's going to look awesome. Because the only opinion that matters when it comes to your PC is yours. And there's nothing wrong with trying to impress yourself a little bit. We could go with this one and just swap out the fans. I just wish we could get this one. But let's go with this. 175 is not bad for a Lee & cooler with an LCD on it. Like, that's come down a lot from what it used to be. Ish. Or it's a little less than what it used to be. So that's cooler. Let's go to the fans. Case fans. So what we're looking for here are reverse flow fans. You don't need wireless. You don't need that. You don't need the LCDs on the fans. It's just silly. These are nice. These are perfect. These are the perfect fans because it's all perimeter LEDs or RGB. It's not the fan hubs, which is kind of like the way to get the brightest RGB. There's no price on it. Why do they keep showing me stuff that you can't get? It's so stupid. Angry. I'm angry and upsetty spaghetti. The D20s would be a good choice. There's these. They are wireless, which is fine, I guess, because you just run power to them. It makes it easy to do cable management, which is great. I love the color on those. They're so cool. Oh, guys. Yeah, I need to email them back. Thermal Mike finally reached out and said, hey, I'm ready to send you the Future Dusk Tower 600. We're doing a freaking build, baby. We're building a purple PC. Purple PC. Hell yeah. Be excited. Oh, I'm sorry. Senku says, get excited. There you go. Okay. I guess you're getting the wireless. It's all within budget. Like, no worries there. So we're getting 2 packs of these reversed. Add, and then you do another one. Okay. And then we go to case fans. SL Wireless 120. We don't need reverse blade. And they have them, yes. So this is for, okay, this is going to go on the AIO radiator to make all the fans match, okay? And then if we get a single one, that's your rear exhaust. So which ASRock motherboard will you use with it to match the purple? Alucard, I don't know what the heck I'm going to do about components. I don't want to go with 13th or 14th gen Intel, so I can't use the live mixer board. But I would say going with white on all the other parts would look pretty spiffy. But the inside of the case is a dark gray. So I would not mind going with a purple, a dark purple and black build. I think it would look freaking sick. Either way, it's all going to look good. But I need to email him back. Michelle, what's going on? Thank you for celebrating with me. Yeah, welcome in. Is there any way to post build pictures? Yes. Jordan, that's going to be in the rigs channel. Or the DIY channel, if you prefer. Let's get one single case fan. Oh, I just thought of something. 1 second. That's right. This can do 140s. This does 140s, not 120s. I picked the wrong size fan. I just got to fix that. If they have them, if they're available. But see, this is why I was looking at a single fan for the rear, for exhaust. But this is actually kind of what it would look like except for the screens. Okay. I don't know. Let me see. It took so long. Finally, purple build. I know. I might just... I don't know. I can't do it. The thing is, I'm limited on parts. I don't have, yet Asus or MSI. Like, Asus is sending me PCs now. The second one for review is on the way. But not just motherboards, GPUs, things like that. That's what I need if I want to do build streams and stuff. But I have parts I can just reuse, I guess. It's just, this is going to be an actual PC I'm going to use. I've been talking about this thing since CES of this year. CES in January of this year. I've been talking about this case. I want to check on radiator. If this, I don't think this supports a 420 radiator on the top. Just the 360. So it would be 3 140s here, 3 140s here, and then your AIO at the top. And the fans will look a little smaller, but it'll be fine because they'll at least still be matching in style. Radiator support, 420 millimeter radiator bracket required. That means there's a specific bracket you have to buy separately to fit a 420 mil radiator on the top. I wouldn't bother. Bracket required. Special bracket required. I don't know if that's included or not. So I would just go with a 360 on the top and three 140s on the side, three 140s on the bottom. Let's make sure we can get all those. We're going to get rid of this, and we're going to go back with Lee and Lee. So the good thing about Unifans is that you don't have a ton of cable management to do. I just had to re-cable manage a build with a bunch of RGB fans, and it's a freaking nightmare. It's a freaking nightmare. It's terrible. It looks like it might just be individual fans you need to get. That's annoying. What about not going Lee and Lee for the fans and the cooler? Check it out. All right. What if we go Fantex? We go Fantex, and there you go. They have the reverse fans. Well, that's the M25 G2s. That's a 3-pack of reverse M25 G2s. Those are daisy chained as well. They look awesome, and that would be a solid option for you. And then there's the standard pack right there. No, that's not RGB. You want the RGB. There you go. That's what you need. So basically, one of these... No, you don't need 140s. 2 of these for the case, and then the 120s for the AIO to match them. And then a single one for the back. All right. I think we got this. I think so. All right, Empire of Noise, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. So let me get 2 of these on the list. That is $40 for a 3-pack of daisy chaining RGB fans. Hold up, that's crazy. Look at how clean those look. It's $40 for a 3-pack. That's crazy. Compare that to the price of the Lee and Lee fans. $92. That's crazy, but like that's a different kind of crazy. Also, these are 140 millimeter fans that usually cost more. The Lee and Lee ones were 120 millimeter fans. Okay, so we do that. We get another one of those. These are for the bottom and the side. Okay, next we go back in to add case fans, and we get the 120s. Go to Fantex, and we go to 120. And there it is. That's what's going to go on the cooler, unless we get a cooler that has these already. But for right now, because I already found them, I'm putting that here. Okay. Now let's go look at the cooler. We can swap it out for a Fantex cooler to match everything up. Oh, it's right there. There we go. Spy is just like, all right, he's just going to keep going, isn't he? He's just, let's let him cook. Let him cook. Where is that the newest one? I think that's the newest one. Yeah. Oh, this has D30s on it. This is the M25 one. This is the one that matches. Okay. It's right there. And it's $90. Fantex. Holy crap. That's awesome. This is like half the price of the Lee and Lee cooler. Although, to be fair, that Lee and Lee cooler had a little screen on the CPU block, which is absolutely necessary and terrible that you won't have it. How can you call yourself a gamer? Yo, that's awesome, though. We don't need this one. There you go. So you have 140 millimeter fans, 2 3-packs of those. So you have a bank of 3 fans that go on the bottom and 3 fans that go on the side. They are reverse flow. So you see the pretty side of the fan, but it's still drawing air in instead of pushing it out. Then on your cooler, we don't even need this kit anymore right here. That is the 120 millimeter ones, because up here, that's the exact same fans as the ones we got down here are coming on this cooler. So you're good to go. The only thing left that we have to do is add a single fan for the back. And it's a 120 millimeter fan. So we go to add another case fan, and we go to M25, M25G2, and let's try to find a single one. Okay, so there is a downside. You can only buy them in packs of 3. However, this pack of 3 costs almost the same as a single Lean Lee Unifan with the screen on it. So, like, yeah. I don't know. It's up to you whether you want the rear fan or not. All you got to do is get one of these 120mm packs. I'm going to add it in there. Okay? And you just use one of those fans. You don't use all of them. Okay? So your budget was $4,000. We are at $34.97 with this build pretty much maxed out. 9800X3D. Oh, that's right. I was going to change the CPU because you want to do coding. We're upgrading your CPU to the 9950X3D. All right? 9950X3D, 16 cores, 32 threads. Done. Now it is $37.46. So a couple $100 under budget. What's up, Mikey? Are you already done? You should have taken longer. You should have taken until after midnight so I could have dropped a raid. Yeah. Well, I'm glad we got to stop by for a little bit. I just went in to check in on you. I got to say, your setup's looking really good, man. Looking really good. Not really anything left of that. Whiplash. How'd you enjoy that? Did you have fun with that? It really is something else. Getting to watch your build being done. Thanks for the idea. You're welcome. Spy, waiting for word back from you. We've been having a one-sided conversation this whole time, I guess. What would be the difference between screen on cooler versus non? I wouldn't. It's really something that you would think is cool one time, and then it's just like whatever. I wouldn't bother with it if I was you. Also, I mean, this cooler works perfectly, and I don't think they make one with a screen just yet. They are launching one, but it hasn't come out yet. I really like the idea of the Lazy Susan for doing the build. That's how I've been doing it since I could remember. At least once I saw that it was a thing you could do. I mean, if you want to have it matching, we would have to switch back to all Lee and Lee fans. You're probably looking at a difference of about $300. $400. That is, unless we go with like a thermal right one, I guess. Which it wouldn't be a big difference in price. And then you could just swap the fans to match. It's an option. Let's just look really quick at the... So, fan text there. Is there one with the screen here yet? I don't think so. They had it at Computex. That's it. They haven't released their one with the screen yet. It's going to be a big screen too. It's like the size of a smartphone, and you can kind of slide it around to make sure you don't hit into like really tall RAM or anything. Pretty cool. So yeah, there's not a Fantex one with a screen yet, and the reason we chose this is because I mean it performs well, but also everything is matching. The fans, the RGB is all going to be the same without having to buy extra fans for no reason. It's just it's the all-in-one package. But if we change this to say a Thermalright AIO with a screen, then you can get an extra pack of those fans and just slap it on there. So you're going from $90 to, let's see how much the ones with the screens are. I would just get this one so that you can just take the non-RGB fans off, put the RGB ones on. Oh, there's this one here, actually. That has a screen on it. I don't know how good it is, but it's got a screen on it. And that is $5 extra. But you have to buy an additional pack, $40 pack of fans. Performance gap between Asus and PNY. I've been told to get Asus Tough in my budget. Okay, I would like to direct you to a video from Jay's 2 Cents, because whoever told you that is falling for marketing. That's all they're doing. Falling for marketing. The difference in performance between Asus and PNY in the same GPU, if you were to go from one PC that had the Asus card to the PNY one, you would not be able to tell a difference. It's all marketing. So if we go to YouTube and we look at Jay's 2 cents, he just did a whole video about this. I can tell you the difference in performance. About $400. That's the performance difference. For nothing.
Today I'm going to talk.
He posted this video, and this is aimed directly at you 5 days ago.
Talk about what I've always felt is one of the biggest scams when it comes to graphics cards, and that is the OC models, or the crazy overbuilt models. So what I did today is I actually took, we have the voltage slide. We were able to.
It's all here.
More voltage maybe at less power. Custom flash.
Custom.
For our custom file, it's going to be like Asus RTX.
Basically, you can take the VBIOS for that OC card and load it into a non-OC card, is what he's talking about. It's just ones and zeros, and you're paying a few $100s extra for that. Now, PNY, if you're concerned about PNY, let me tell you a little something about PNY. PNY is, although they are not as commonly known in the gamer space, the reason they are now is because of EVGA. EVGA left the GPU market and left a big vacuum there. PNY had been making enterprise-grade GPUs for NVIDIA for years and years and years. Those NVIDIA Quadro cards that you had there before for plotting out geological surveys and 3D graphs of those things. It's really crazy stuff. Any of your enterprise-grade GPUs have been made by PNY for many, many, many years. Quality has to exist, or they would have been booted out from that a long time ago. Now, when EVGA stepped out of the ring for GPUs, PNY was like, "All right, we're in. There we go. We're going to bring our expertise to the consumer graphics cards." And I mean, they're awesome. They work really well. They stepped it up. Zotac also stepped in there and upped their quality to where they became more of a quality product in 40 series. This all started in 40 series with PNY and Zotac both stepping up to the plate when EVGA left the market. So, yeah. Music back on. Here we go. It's the cooler and the build quality performance is negligible. Bingo. PNY has been behind the scenes. So what's up, Electrothermal? How's it going? Yeah, the stuff that PNY can do, the stuff that they used to make, I've done a few. I did a few enterprise builds. We had a geological survey company here that had to make these models that were just insane to crunch. And I did a build with dual Quadro cards in it for them, and they were like, they went to use it. They're like, "All right, we'll take 2 more of these, please." It was great. That what those cards could do was crazy. Has been crazy for a long time, and they've only gotten better. So yeah, PNY is an awesome option. Hell, Falcon Northwest uses PNY. They're picky. What's up, Bone Shock? How's it going? Aram3376, do you live stream you building PCs? Whenever I have a PC to build, yes. Just a couple weeks ago, I rebuilt a whole PC on stream. So yeah, about a week and a half ago. Mostly, I help people who are looking for PCs instead, because I don't just have a bunch of PCs to build myself. I just do it, here and there. PNY is good. I've worked with them in data center, but wasn't sure on GPUs. That is exactly it. That's where they were strong, and then now it's in the gaming market, and they are awesome. Hell, right now my system is running on a PNY 4070 Ti Super, the streaming system I'm doing right now. I'm working with right now. I need to get my 5070 Ti back in there, but it's working great. My friends have a couple 3070 Ti's. Should I go for that or a 4070 Ti? Aram, I mean, those are both previous generations of cards. Why don't you get a modern one, like a current one? The prices have gotten a lot better on those. So, yeah. They wanted a new Threadripper with dual 5090s, LMAO. Yeah, there you go. Hey, that was your chance to build with a 5090 like you wanted. Remember when dual GPUs were the meta for top performance? Whiplash? I Yeah, I used to. In fact, I was running. Was it dual or no? It was dual AMD cards. I don't remember which one it was. It's HD 22 something. I don't remember. It's a long time ago. EVGA, we're leaving and nobody will be able to take our innovations. PNY, hold my beer. Yeah. Still have my own PNY GTX 650, says Exiled Wolf. What's up, Exiled Wolf? How's it going? Okay, so you're good on that. Neat. All right. We were looking at AIOs, though. I guess the Grand Vision is one of their latest ones. Has a nicer screen. But so if that's something that you really want, if you want a screen on your cooler, you don't have to go with a Lee & Lee one. There's some of these that are like $95, and then you just swap out the fans for the matching ones that you have in those kits that I showed you that are on your list. Basically, you buy just as many as you need. The M25 G2s are really, really nice from Fantex. Now, the reason they have their D30s and their M25s. The D30s are more expensive. They are like stronger. They also are thicker. They're 30 millimeters, whereas the M25s are 25 millimeters thick. But I mean, if you're not running anything absolutely crazy, like 14th gen Intel that was just an absolute furnace, you don't need the 30 millimeter ones. You're totally fine with that. Ignore screen. Just need performance on cooler. All right. Then I think we're good with what we got. It's all Fantex stuff. Now, we can switch it up to the D30s if you want more performance. There's still a few $100s to work with here. So let's get you the higher performance on the cooler by going with the Fantex D30s. That's going to give you better performance all around, actually. So let's do that here. And that's going to be the D30X2. There you go. That's with those 30 millimeter thick fans. It goes from $89.99 to $139.99. But you want performance? I'm going to get you performance. All right, and we can swap these out for the D30 fans instead of the M25s. So we're going to go to add case fans. We're going to go to D30. There you go. Now they go up quite a bit. It's like triple the price for the fans. But you're going to get insane performance out of these. Okay. You're going to get two of these right here. We'll remove the other ones in a second. But yeah, it's more expensive. Just about, again, it's not quite triple the price. It's like 2.5 times the price. But let's go with these, and then we're going to add 30. We need the regular ones. Oh, you don't need those, actually. No, you don't. But we need a single one for the back. Oh, I'm putting 120s. No. We need 140s. My bad. So we're going to go back. Sorry. I'll be done in just a second, everybody. Don't worry. There we go. So we need to make sure we can get the reverse flow ones. PH F130D R. So the R is reversed. There it is. 140 millimeter. And it's just like the same price as the 120 millimeter ones, which is good because it's a high price. But these are like insane performance. They are exactly the same price as the 120s. That's crazy. Can you stop that? Okay. I think I'm freaking out the builder. It's like, wait, what do you want from me? It's like trying to measure compatibility and all that, or check compatibility. Okay, so we got that. We need the standard. Actually, what do we need? We have the D30 reversed in 140 millimeter. Got to go back to 140 millimeter. Go D30 again. D30. And this is the non-reversed one is what we need. 3-pack. There you go. It doesn't have that R on there. So, there we go. No, idiot. That comes with the AIO already. I'm telling you, I'm all over the place here. We need another one of these for the bottom. That's all we need. Okay. Don't worry, I got this. I haven't fully lost it yet. There we go. The AIO already comes with the ones for the exhaust. We just need a single exhaust one for the back in 120 millimeter. And then we are done. No more fans. No more fan talk. I'm sorry. All right, Bergie, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for lurking, I should say. Sorry, I see, Mike, I was lurking, so I was just like checking. I didn't know if you had rated or anything like that. Okay, so add another case fan. We're just going to get the single D30, 120 millimeters. So 120 D30. And these are all going to match. There's your Fantex D30 120. Regular flow. There it is. And there we go. Look at that. Just under budget. With higher performance fans, higher performance cooler. The case you wanted, a 1300 watt 80 plus platinum power supply with beautiful cables on it. Oh, you don't need cable extensions on those. I absolutely love this power supply. Mikey, have you built with this one yet? The Leanly Edge? Angry Beaver says, performance is my safe word. That sounds interesting. Okay, cool. Good to know. Zelmov, what's going on? Hope you're doing well. Remember when, let me see. Lil JT says, is this good? Is what good? Lil JT, did you try to post a link? Because YouTube is just going to erase it. All I see is a sentence saying, is this good? And I promise you, I cannot accurately answer that if I know nothing about what you want out of your PC. So, Lil JT, if you're looking for help, please fill out the form. It's linked in the description. It's the first thing there. And at the end of the form, if you really want to show me a link, there's a place to put a link right there because you cannot put links in chat. I smell Asus tax is insane. It is. Honestly, I'm blacklisting them. So sick of the issues that come with them. With Leanly? Oh, if I use Leanly fans in the future, I definitely will, though. Okay. Zintech, welcome back. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, sick PCs. Okay. All right. Yeah, this is a full build. There you go. 16 cores, 32 threads, 9950X 3D. Bam. Glacier 1 D30. So with the thicker fans on that, Asus, you got your crazy Asus motherboard. I wouldn't say you need the Asus X870E-E if you're gaming and coding, but it's fine. It's not going to hurt anything. 64 gigs of DDR5 6000 CL30 Trident Z5 Neo. So you have Expo profiles on there. 6 terabytes of overall storage instead of the 3 that you had previously. A 5080 from PNY that caught. Wait. Why did the price change? It was literally $1,099 a few minutes ago. You gotta be kidding me, man. Okay, I guess. Well, I guess you're getting one with RGB. Warm Eagle, thanks for the help. Appreciate you buying that out from under us. Now this Epic X is cheaper than their basic one. But all right, sure. And it's actually in... What do you mean available soon? That doesn't help me, PC part picker. Why does it show that as something in stock? It's so stupid. And freaking remember my search terms. God. It like remembers 5 of them that I entered 4 months ago. And it's not helpful. All right. Is this just gonna say available soon again? Okay. In stock from Asus directly and from Best Buy. All right, cool. So I'm about to have a very reasonable crash out here. All right, Asus Prime. You got your Asus. There you go. And you know what? Hold on. The available soon crap, it might be incorrect, actually. Got to enter it again. Oh, there it is. It actually took it this time. Cool. All right. Let's look. Okay, it's in stock. It's just saying available soon. I guess they're Amazon shills. Forget it. Just go to B&H. So this is available. Oh, this is so stupid. Okay. It just really decided to mess with me out of nowhere for no reason. $39.15. Just buy this right now, okay? Just do me a favor. Just buy it immediately. I don't know what's going to happen to the price in the next 5 minutes, apparently. Yeah, spy with just a bunch of underscores. And you actually mentioned this earlier. I just missed it. PC Part Picker made GPU more pricey. It'll go down again. I would hope so. Just all you got to do is go to the GPUs, look up 5080, and then sort by price. Look at the cheapest one there. There's your part picker lists. You're good to go. Okay, the next person was going to be Zay Dennis. But Spy, there you have it. Let me know if that's cool. If you're good, if you're good to go. I would like to say, if I'm going to be helping you out, please be active as you can. A lot of times I ask a question and then I just have to move on because I'm not getting responses, or I might say something and maybe I'm looking for feedback, but just treat it like a conversation. If you're the one being helped actively at that time, it can make things go a little bit faster. Okay, Zay Dennis, are you still here? Thank you, sir, for all the information. So helpful. Once I get it ready, I may send your photo, my picture, like off my Twitter or something, or you send me a photo. Oh, yeah, you can put it in the Discord. Discord is linked in my panels. It's panels. That's what the word I was looking for earlier for the Twitch thing on your Twitch page where it has things. It's panels. Yeah. Or there. It's also there. So not in Twitch chat. What did I miss? Not much, I guess. Okay, Zay Dennis. It does show that you are still here. Dweezy, in case Zay doesn't answer, don't go lurking on me just yet. If Zay doesn't say anything, you are next. All right. Okay, it looks like Zay Dennis is here. So, Dweezy, if you got to lurk for a bit, that's fine. As of right now, you are next, though. So don't go too far. And if you do need to leave, please tell me. Because yeah, Tammy, I know. If you do need to leave, Dweezy, tell me. That way I don't call out for you for like a long time. But yeah, you should be next, though, unless somebody else comes in who filled out the form before you did. All right. So Zay says, I like Alexander PCs. All right. 1440p gaming, pro gaming, esports streaming, content creation, video editing. You want price to performance. To be clear, Alexander PCs is more of a boutique builder. You are, let me ask you this, Zay. What is your actual maximum budget, like the maximum dollar amount for your PC on the budget that you have? You selected a range between 1,000 and 1,500. So you're like 1,350, 1,400. What's the actual budget for your PC? $1,300. Okay. Now you are like $1,300 for a 1440p gaming machine, totally doable. $1,300 for a gaming, streaming, and video editing machine is less doable. I mean, it's difficult. Basically, what you have to do is you have to really try to squeeze as much value out of every dollar as you can. That's why you selected price to performance. That does kind of rule out Alexander PCs as your best option in that case because they're more boutique. Some of your money is going towards stuff like lifetime warranty, the shipping, everything like that. All that stuff is all baked into the price, and also the boutique experience. They're lower volume, so more attention to detail goes into every build, all that kind of stuff. But what you probably need is a higher volume seller that can sell a PC for a lower price with higher end specs. Now, you said you're mainly looking to stream. Okay. So we do need to have something where the motherboard is pretty nice, or where it would accommodate something like this right here, which is a PCIe add-in card for more USB ports for when you're adding your second or third Stream Deck, or just you have other USB devices that help with streaming, that kind of stuff. That's usually the biggest issue people have when they get just a random PC and they're trying to stream. A cheap motherboard usually doesn't have a lot of USB ports. And as you stream, as you go on with it and get really into it, you're going to want to connect more things. And some of them are going to be higher bandwidth, like certain webcams, audio interfaces that are higher end, like my Rodecaster Duo here requires a USB Type-C connection, stuff like that. It just gets to be more demanding as time goes on when you really get into streaming. And you want to be able to, you want to get the Stream Deck pedals so that you can change things on your stream hands-free, just like this. I'm using the pedals right now to do that. That's another USB port. So, I'm not saying you're going to do that stuff, but I always keep that in mind when someone says they're focused on streaming. The motherboard becomes very important in that case. So, let's see. Who should we go with if you're looking for a pre-built? You did say that you're close to the Brooklyn, New York Micro Center, and you said, yes, you live next to one, but you didn't choose the one that says, I don't want to get it from there. But I would say that with the build fee of $250, that's going to take off a huge chunk of your budget. I would say probably, because the last time we were streaming, some of y'all will remember, but Skytech lost their minds with prices. Like, they're doing really good right now in pricing. So we're going to check them out, because when we're trying to squeeze the most out of a budget like this, that's what you got to look for. Let's see what they got. Actually, why don't I look at deals? I never just look at deals. Let's see what we got. 1300, 7700X, 5060, not great. All right, we will keep looking. Let's just go to pre-built gaming PCs. And we're going to go to the budget part here. Let's sort by price low to high. And we're going to adjust our budget here. It had to be 14th gen. Damn it. All right. Let me see what you said to this. You said that you do, when I asked, do you plan on upgrading your CPU over time? You said yes. So we should probably try to stick to AMD, which is not a problem. All right. I'm seeing 9060 XTs, 16 gig. And 5060 Ti, 16 gig. That, for 1440p, totally fine. Can do the job. What we're going to be looking for then is going to be the... Oh, yo? Really? That's kind of crazy. 7800X3D and a 9060 XT. And you did choose pro gaming / esports as one of these options. I play like Fortnite and scary games, to be honest. So when you chose pro gaming / esports, you meant casual Fortnite playing, or are you into competitive? That's kind of a crazy deal. 9060 XT and a 7800X3D is kind of bonkers. Not good for video editing, though. Not at all, unfortunately. And at 1440p, Fortnite, I think, still can benefit from X3D chips, but we're trying to balance out the system. Man, I don't know. It's not until you get up to like 1450 that you start seeing the 5070. Okay. Now, let me ask you this. what kind of video editing are we talking about? Are you talking about just cutting up some of your gaming clips and posting them somewhere? Or are you talking about getting into actually editing YouTube videos and stuff? Just waiting on a response. Say. Hope everybody's doing good out there. Hope we're all chilling. Some YouTube editing, but mainly clips for TikTok. All right, so you don't need to have a crazy video editing CPU. We can probably just go with a 7800X 3D here for that. And there are multiple options with that. So, oh, also, you chose that you wanted a white PC. I totally forgot about that. Let's see. There aren't a lot of options here. I mean, there's this one with the 9060 XT, 16 gig. And in some cases, that does beat out the 5060 Ti 16 gig. It might not be amazing for video editing, but it should do the job. And you got a blue and sort of teal cyan case here, if that's cool with you. God, man, why? 14400F and a 5070. Like, why? Like, even then, even if a 14400 is decent for video editing, it's the F SKU. Ugh, why are they like this? I mean, with a 5070 with 1329, it's crazy. Okay. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Now, it's not a 7800X 3D. It's a Ryzen 7 7700, but it's got an RTX 5070. You're gaming at 1440p, and your GPU is more important than the CPU here. Okay? It's 32 gigs DDR5, 1 terabyte M.2 drive. It suffers a little bit in some of those things, but it is a full ATX motherboard, which can help for streaming, because then you can indeed add in a USB PCIe add-in card very easily. All right? It's plug and play. Just one screw to put it in there, and you're good to go. Yeah, 10 May, if that's correct. If you're using the free version of DaVinci Resolve, then you don't get to use GPU hardware acceleration anyway, so the GPU doesn't matter. And a Ryzen 7 7700 should have, it might even have a little bit better performance in video editing than the 7800X 3D, but it's probably around the same. Well, a 5070 is going to outperform a 9060 XT every day of the week. But isn't an 8-core CPU better for streaming than a 6-core? Where are we looking at a 6-core CPU? The 7700 is 8 cores, 16 threads. Alucard, is there something I'm missing here? Yeah, it's the 7700X without the X. It's 65 watts, and it's 8 cores, 16 threads. Micro Center, I've looked at their pre-builts. They're not like this. It's not going to match this. It's not going to match this one here. This might be a tiny bit above budget, but shipping is free. We can take a peek at Micro Center real quick, but I doubt they're going to have anything even close to this. So let's take a look. And which one was yours? Your Micro Center was the Brooklyn, New York. Okay. That's the thing. The way I found a lot of the crazy deals that are going on at Micro Center at SkyTech right now is because I was looking at pre-builts at a Micro Center, and it was a better deal to buy from SkyTech than Micro Center. New York, Brooklyn, New York. There we go. So we're going to go to products, computers, and gaming PCs. And then we choose the budget, $1,250 to $2,000, and we just look at the lower part of that. Lowest price. There we go. So already, like at $1,400, these both have an RTX 5060 Ti. These are the same price, okay? Same price. They have the same. This one has slightly better RAM. They both have the same kind of storage, okay? And these both have a 5060 Ti instead of a 5070. And also, this one is a 14th gen Intel CPU. Now, it is a nice one in its own way, but 14th gen is hard for me to recommend. Intel in that generation didn't do very good things. There's a 7700X here, which is nice, but it's a big downgrade on it's a whole step down on the GPU essentially. Also, this is going to stay at $1,400. I don't have a coupon code for Micro Center, whereas this one, I add this to cart. Let me remove this one, and I add my discount. Suddenly, it is $42 cheaper at $1,357 with free shipping. So I know you said your budget was $1,300, but in plenty of circumstances when you're ordering something like this, you will pay shipping for it. Here it's free, so it's just $57.99 above budget, but consider that you're shipping essentially, and you're covered. So yeah, there you go. And this is a better PC than the one at Micro Center. Uh, 1440p on a 5070 is going to be superior to 1440p on a 9060 XT or a 5060 Ti 16 gig. Now, if it needs to get back down to that $1,300 price, I can look for different systems. But remember, there just isn't something at your price point at Micro Center. They're starting at $1,400. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend these based on your budget. I would recommend this one or a similar one if you want. That's a little bit lower, but it's just you're getting better specs for the money from SkyTech. Here, this might apply the code automatically if I put this here. Let me try that. I just haven't gone in and tried it. I have that option, so I'll include it. But also, this matches the colorway that you want. You chose a white PC, and they just don't have one other than this one here, which is $1,500. So out of range, out of budget. Oh, also code. SkyTech work. Just want to do content and stream. Thanks. You're welcome. There you go. You got an 8-core CPU, 5070. No, the only thing I think for a content creation PC that I think is a little lacking is the easiest thing to fix, and you'll do it later, is storage. You have a terabyte of storage for your operating system and your most important applications. But what you might want to do is consider adding another SSD in there, another M.2 drive down the line. And it's one of the easiest upgrades you can do to a PC. It's very, very simple. So just a 5-minute YouTube video and you'll be off to the races there. There you go. But yeah, that was, what was it, $47 off? It's 47. It's almost $50 off using that code. It supports what I do, saves you money, and that's all. Those are all good things, I think. Dweezy, have you come back yet? You were lurking earlier. Shows you're still in chat. There you go. All right. It's more Micro Center. Okay. You're going to get your system from a pre-built. You want to get it built at Micro Center. It is for gaming and streaming, right? Okay. Okay, so Dweezy, what is the actual maximum budget for your build? Okay. You know, I don't know what happened. It used to be that it was like 90% SI builds and 10% Micro Center. And mostly I would just hear people say, like, I wish I lived near a Micro Center. Now it has flipped around. And I don't know if everybody just relocated to within 30 minutes of a Micro Center or what. But it's all Micro Center. All stream long. Somehow it happened. I mean, this is where people put the location there nearby. Look at that. It's just so much of that. Well, I mean, some of those. Not really, but it's mostly been Micro Center. It's been like 75% is what we're doing lately. It's crazy. I live like 3 hours from there. I'm willing to drive, though. I've had a bad experience before with custom PC builders. Company went under and I lost money. What company was that? Evolve PCs. Never heard of them. All right. Okay. So Tustin Micro Center. All right. Chat, I am concerned. At some point, this may no longer be sustainable for me to keep doing. Unless I remove Micro Center as an option. And that doesn't feel good for me. Because I'm the one who has sung their praises for a long time as a great option if you don't want to have to ship your PC out if it has any issues and this and that. But I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. That or I get Micro Center to work with me. That would be great. Not interested in upgrading the CPU down the line. Okay. All right, let me ask you this. Dweezy, what kind of gaming are we talking about here? You got to pitch to be an affiliate or something. Mikey, I don't think they have that. Like, if they don't give Jay's 2 cents a code, if they don't give Bitwit a code or Paul, why are they going to give me a code? not opposed to using custom builders as long as they're reputable. Okay. So let's talk about this real quick. In our Discord, a system integrator's reputation is immediately verifiable within our community. And the reason for that is a while back, we opened up a place in the Discord to leave a first-person testimonial. It's called SI Testimonials. And if you look in there, every system integrator that our community members have purchased from, because they'll usually request, hey, can you add this one here? Every one of them has a place to put a detailed sort of play-by-play of their experience, how things went. They can include pictures, all kinds of stuff. And using that, I mean, this has been for a couple of years now, I guess. And using that, I've been able to, it informs my recommendations. There are plenty of SIs out there that have spent years building their reputation. And although right now is a tough time, and there have been, I know at least of one system integrator that has had to shut their doors, the majority are toughing it out and are doing okay. Okay, you're in the Discord. The company that I told you, Evolve, was small, doing well, and got bought out by G1. What is G1? Mike, I actually have the email for Jeremy, the influencer guy. So, the thing is, I don't see them putting together an affiliate program for one guy. Oh yeah, see, the problem with esports companies, esports teams, is that they had a ton of money and then suddenly they didn't. So I guess that makes sense. That sucks. That sucks for Evolve. That sucks for them, because had they not been bought out by them, they'd probably still be here. That's very uncommon. That is very uncommon. I would say it sucks more for the people whose livelihoods depended on it, but it also sucks a lot for their customers. True. But there were people working there who had income and suddenly did not. And that sucks. I hate it when that happens. I have predicted and then watched system integrator companies shut down. Just coming to the stream and watching, you may not know that for years I have had a YouTube channel where I specifically cover pre-builts and system integrators. I've basically been immersed in that industry for years now, and I've predicted companies shutting down and then watched it happen right before my eyes, and it sucks. It doesn't make me happy just because they were doing stupid stuff. Like, there's still people who are there and love their jobs, and suddenly they are job hunting and maybe not getting their final paycheck or two. Just the worst kind of situations. So yeah, but of course I know system integrators that are fantastic. Now, if you're wanting boutique, I mean, heck, we've got someone in, I found your channel from a review of CyberPower PC. There you go. They've been around forever, CyberPower PC, and they probably will continue to be around forever. And that's not great because their customer service is terrible. From all reports in our Discord, they have bad customer service. The only people who are happy with CyberPower PC are those who never have a problem with their computer, because then they don't have to experience what their customer service is like. Anyways, that's usually what I get told, is when someone's like, what are you talking about? CyberPower PC is great. I've never had a problem. I'm like, then how do you know they're great? Anybody can build a PC. Any company, any person can build a PC with enough time and patience and willingness to learn. For companies, that's not the purpose of the company. It is. But also, supporting the customer after the fact is where they earn the badge of being a good company. Anyways, let's see here. Mikey, I wish we had the thing ready already. And we don't. Right, so warranty and good customer service to be taken into consideration for this build. Yes. What? I'm not killing you. I didn't kill you. You're very much alive. I had other stuff to work on. I'm sorry. I have most of it done. So yeah, when you say on the form, when you say boutique, warranty and good customer service is part of that. Let's use Sick PCs as an example here, okay? Because see, Sick PCs is right there. That's Mikey. That's the owner of Sick PCs. And like, if we were to take a look at their site, I mean, you get to watch your PC being built, for one thing. You get to see it happen, interact with the builder while he's building it. But the other thing is the warranty. Essentially, from Sick PCs, you get lifetime support, technical support, and labor, and the warranties are whatever the part warranties are from the manufacturer, which most of the time is a lot longer than a system integrator company will provide. Like, for instance, if you buy from iBuyPower, they have long been known to have very good customer service, and they've proven that many times. But their warranty is 1 year parts, 3 years labor. 1 year on parts is crazy when a lot of power supplies have like a 10-year warranty. That doesn't make sense, but that's how they do it. So with Sick PCs, you're just not going to pay for labor, and it's going to be whatever. If the part is out of warranty, it's going to be a while from now. It would be a couple years from now or something. So yeah, actually earlier we dipped into watching Mikey building a PC for someone who I helped out last week. And it's a cool experience because it's like you're part of it. It's not exactly the same as you building it yourself, but you're part of the experience. That sort of connection you feel to it does apply. So let's see. I mean, looking at 5K, 1440p gaming and streaming, this is easily within reach of going with Sick PCs. Let's give it a shot here. So what we were trying to work on, though, what Mikey and I are working on that's not quite ready yet because I have to give him a list of parts, is we're looking at putting together a custom configurator just for me to do here. Whenever it's like, hey, this Sick PC is right for this person, I've got my own builder here. So that's going to be cool. It's not ready yet. Nick says, yo, I'm trying to buy from Reactor Gaming. I saw you talk about them and saw they sell a PC at super cheap price. I'm wondering if they were legit. Nick, they are legit indeed. We've had a few community members buy from them already. Yeah, Reactor Gaming, solid. I've met them. I've seen their builds in person, and they're quite nice. But Nick, also, I have a discount code with them under the same name as the channel, under Braethorn. So if they were not legit, that wouldn't exist. Put it that way. Custom builder. Here we go. What color did you want for your build? In black. Okay. And all right, this should be pretty simple, actually. Now, because you're focusing on a streaming build. Oh, I forgot that you have the Y70. That's my bad. Someone wanted one earlier, but it is a touch. Also, it's a streaming build. I don't recommend any Y series cases for a streaming build. Not the Y40, Y70, Y60. It's just not right for that because you can't put in full-size PCIe cards. Reliable Tomato 824, probably the same person as Nick on YouTube because the message is copied and pasted. I did respond to you on YouTube when you asked over there. No, that's not what we were doing. We're doing something different. I typically play games like Destiny 2 or Path of Exiles 2, which is demanding in a way, but also I play RuneScape. Okay. All right. So most likely we'll have that running in the background. Okay. Is that a thing? Mikey's grinding RuneScape right now. Well, there you go. I guess we found the right system integrator for this. When I stream, it's to Discord. So you're not talking about Twitch streaming. You're not talking about having cameras set up, lights, having a audio interface, all that. You're just talking about basically showing your gameplay. Fishing level? Man, okay. Okay. Let me ask you this, Dweezy. How big can the case be? Do you want a large case or something more modest, something a little smaller? It can still be nice with the glass on the front and the sides and the RGB and all that. What did you say on RGB? You said you don't want RGB. Okay, Mikey, are you prepared to do a non-RGB build? You can just turn off the RGB. Okay, Dweezy, I'm going to approach this differently. Do you want to have the front panel be glass to have that fish tank look, or do you want front mesh, straightforward, normal kind of case? Okay. Why don't we go with the XT View, or, I mean, we're putting some pretty beefy hardware in here. I should handle it, though. Should be fine. Maybe we go with the NV5. Because that has that clear, that easy place to put a bottom intake fan for that GPU. Whiplash King 95 is not on here. Not yet. It will be in the custom configurator, right, Mikey? In the configurator for PC Matchmaking. Yep. I can't wait for you to build in that case. The pictures you see online, it doesn't really showcase it well enough. Let's go for the NV5. 9800X3D. Although I'm not sure if running RuneScape in the background. Okay, so if we go AMD, X Elevon, I'm not sure what that says. Get Lian Li Landcool 217. Elevon, they requested a glass front panel. The Landcool 217 does not have that. Well, unless is that the one with the glass with the fans embedded in it? What, or was that the Landcool? That's the Landcool 4. That was at Computex. God, that thing was stupid. I thought it was the dumbest thing ever. Can't believe they did that. Alucard, like I was saying, we're gonna have it at least in the builder for me. I think it should be just a mainstay. Maybe it will be after you build it a couple times. Oh, you're talking to Mikey about the low of that case? Ah, I got it. So if we go AMD, and you need a lot of cores, if we were to go with something like a 9950X3D, you have 16 cores, but once you start a game, half of them turn off. In the exact situation where you're trying to use this thing for all of its cores, they're going to shut off. Half of them are going to turn off. It'll be a 9800X3D at that point, yet you will have paid $200 extra for it. Now, because you don't want to upgrade your CPU down the line, we could go with something like a Intel Core Ultra 265K, a Core Ultra 7 265K. You would have 20 cores all the time. I don't know how resource intensive it is to play Destiny 2 while running RuneScape in the background in terms of cores. I don't know how... Mikey, you play RuneScape. Maybe you can tell me. I mean, RuneScape is probably single core, right? Destiny 2, I don't know. It's a more modern game. Probably can use multi-core. I imagine not a lot. RuneScape is a super old game, can really crank the settings down. Let's go 9800X3D. We want to go D30. Oh, I don't see. I guess you don't have the M25 option for Fantex. D30 is fine. I mean, we're going with an NV5. It should be D30 fans. Yeah. All right. That's confusing. When M.2_3 slot is operating in PCIe mode, M.23 will be disabled. So it shares bandwidth with PCIe 4.0 x16 because there are... Oh, that one. Okay, so it's one of the secondary slots. That's not really going to matter for you. See, Dweezy, when you tell me that, hey, listen, this is a situation, here's what I do, I think it's because it means there's a specific need to add that on. So I'm like, all right, I'll keep that in mind. If it's not a big deal, though, it's not a big deal. I think the B650E-F should be fine. Let me look at the rest of this, though. That is awesome I/O. That's plenty. It is 2.5 gig Ethernet and Wi-Fi 6E, with it being not a B850E. It has the previous gen stuff, but you are not operating off of Wi-Fi anyway. And is 2.5 gig Ethernet enough for you? Do you have faster home internet than 2.5 gigabits per second? I don't know. And I don't see a B850, so I think that would be fine, though. If I ever have 9950X customers, I would be preaching them to switch the Linux and Windows VMs. Okay. Maybe we go X870 plus Wi-Fi 7. That way you have Wi-Fi 7. Let me see what the Ethernet port is on that. It's actually cheaper, and you don't need as much I/O as the B650-F. Tech specs is gonna be fine. Okay. 5.0 x16. Chipset X4, yada yada yada. Okay. Storage. PCIe 5. Oh, the second one is 5.0 x4. And the... Yeah, so you don't want to use the second M.2 slot on this thing, because that will set your primary slot to X8, it looks like. Wait, what? Oh, hold up a second. Hold up. I got to look at something real quick. Give me a second. I actually have to get into the manual on this thing. Because Asus is messing around. It's a quick start guide. There we go. Okay, so You don't want to use this one, but you can use the rest of them, the other three. If you use this M.2 socket right here, this becomes PCIe X8 instead of 16. You get half the bandwidth out of that. Okay? Now, this one, or this one of these two shares bandwidth with this PCIe X16 G4. So that shouldn't matter unless you're putting a card in here. But essentially, if you're using, of course, you're going to use a GPU. But if you're using something here as well, you essentially have two M.2 slots you can use. That's not great, but just know that. Like if you're going to add in something like a USB add-in card or something down the road, understand that you're going to have two M.2 slots on this thing. Okay, this is good. Yeah, the other one would have enough Ethernet-wise. But let's go back to the overview here. Look at connectivity. Here we go. Why did I put the Ethernet all the way up here? That's crazy. Wi-Fi 7 and 2.5 gig. Yeah, so you have plenty of internet there. That's just fine for you. This is plenty of I/O as well with dual USB 4. Yeah, this is good. This is fine. So we need... I'm not sure how RAM intensive that's going to be, but it's a $5,000 PC. Why would we put anything less than 64 gigs of RAM? Z5 Neo. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. 2 terabytes of... There we go. 9100. So that's PCIe Gen 5. You do have a slot that works perfectly with that. It is over 14,000 megabyte per second sequential read speeds. It's crazy. We can add more storage as well if you need, but sending you some pics of a PC I built yesterday. Looks like we're going in the same direction with this one. Okay. Oh, I went with the D30 cooler. I shouldn't do that. I should go with the different one. There you go. There's a build. Yeah. So that's a blacked out build in the NV5. That is what we're doing. Using those Chromax fans is a good idea. I'm gonna swap out the AIO real quick because I picked a very RGB AIO. Should not have done that. Arctic Liquid Freezer 3, 360. There you go. Two terabytes is fine. Awesome. It really doesn't like when I go back. I just had to redo a couple things. It's fine. Wait, why is it giving me... Okay. There. We should be back on track now. Okay, 32 gigs, your 6,000 CL. 64 gigs, rather. And select. There we go. And our storage. And select. There we go. Must have been vibe coded. Sometimes when you go back, the compatibility gets messed up a little. It's understandable. Okay. 5080 in this thing. Should do it. It is a nice build, though. And I guess it's the A12X25s on this one. Should do the trick. I'm not sure how many. There we go. 5 of those. Yeah. I can always recommend a UPS. So since my upload speed on internet is 900 megabits per second, doesn't really matter between 2.5 gig versus 5 gig Ethernet. Does not. Yeah, you're fine either way. It's more than enough. Not unless you call your internet service provider, and start paying a lot more on your bill. But that's the kind of thing that you do when you feel like you need more speed, if it's even available. Okay, I think we're good. I think that's the whole thing. Unless you want a sick hoodie or something. There you go. Those are on sale right now still, probably. So I do have a code here, of course. And we are currently kind of messing with what it does, but did I clear my card out from before? No, I didn't. Let's try that again. I did just clear it, right? Clear cart. I already know all the stuff we put in. I just gotta add it again. It'll do it. It'll do it eventually. Okay. All right, we already made all our choices. I just got to go in there and let's see if I can just cook this up real quick. Give me a sec. Well, I gotta say, Dweezy, I owe you an apology. You gave me a budget of $5,000, and I only built it up to 3,700, 3,702. I'm really sorry about that. That's my bad. Now, if you want, we can. Let's see. I mean, it's fine. Yeah, how dare me, right? And unfortunately, it's through a very detail-oriented and dedicated boutique builder. I mean, it's awful, I know. You might have to sit through watching them build your PC with care and skill on stream. What a fate! What a terrible fate! But if you wanted to bump up your GPU, there's not really much higher you can go than a 5080 other than a 5090, which is absolutely not necessary here. You're not even at 4K. You're doing 1440p. Like 5080's already overkill. Not overkill, but yeah, a little bit overkill. Now, you can also add more storage. You can have more storage added in there. Wouldn't be a problem. Like a 4 terabyte storage drive along with your 2 terabyte faster boot drive. But I'm going to call this good. Now, you can see with my code, it is taking what seems to be $194 off. So clearly I'm part of the problem here. But there you go. Here's your build. Now the code, let me give that to you, is just my name. This was a great stream. I enjoyed this. I got to help a bunch of people, and we did 5 builds tonight, and we finished this last one like 20 minutes before the end of stream. This is really this went well. I just want to say this went well. Everybody, I just want to tell you guys, you did a great job, team. Great effort from everybody tonight. Those who were chatted. You chatted. It was skillfully, and you did a great job. And I just wanted to pat you on the back for that, figuratively. There you go. Milky says, what do you think about a Ryzen 5 9600X and a 9070 XT build for $1,500? I'm also building it myself. If that's for video editing, not good. If it's for 1440p gaming, it's great. I don't know what you're using it for, so it's hard for me to say. Also, there are other parts that go into a PC. So hopefully you're not cheaping out too much on the motherboard and power supply. I don't know. When I do these, I go part by part because it's too easy to throw your other components under the bus in favor of CPU and GPU. So I can't adequately judge your build. If you want to do that, if you want me to actually have me look at your build, maybe make some minor adjustments and sort of min-max it a bit, I can do that, and I do it for free. If you look in the description, there is a link there to fill out a form. And at the end of that form, you can put a PC part picker list, and I can evaluate the whole thing for you. But in order for that to work, there's other questions you have to answer to where I'm not trying to like drag information out of you in order to help you. You see, the form would request that you give me it requires that you give me a resolution. Like, are you trying to game at 1080p? That's overkill for 1080p in terms of GPU and a little underpowered on CPU for 1080p. Go to 1440p, GPU is more important than CPU. You're probably fine. That kind of thing. So there's other stuff in there. There's more context needed when someone is actually genuinely trying to help you. It can be a little bit annoying because they're going to start asking questions. If you ever go into a tech stream or PC related stream and you ask that question and they're just like, oh yeah, it's great. Are they trying to help you? They're probably doing other stuff. But helping with that kind of stuff is specifically what I do. So I'm very particular about how I help people out. So if you fill out that form that's linked in the description, if you just like, that's how I do this. If you just keep throwing info at me, I'm probably not going to be super helpful. And I promise that's not on purpose. But no, there is a way that I do this. And it is through through the form submission thing. I don't get any personal info from you. It doesn't, actually, it's funny. When I first set up the Google Forms for this, Google was like, would you like to keep a list of the emails from form submissions? I'm like, why would I want that? I don't I can't be. I'm not gonna be emailing these people. I'm just helping them live on stream. And I think some people think if they fill out the form yet and they don't come back, that I'm gonna like reach out to you. I don't have the information to do that. What's it? And you got a primer. I did. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Welcome to the swarm, Dweezy. I appreciate that very much. Can you do 4K on a 5080 if I wanted to down the road? Asked Dweezy. 100%. It's designed for 4K gaming, above all. Yeah. Sorry I missed that earlier, Dweezy. But no, I think you're gonna like that. I think that's gonna work out well for you. Gigabyte PSU bomb has been planted. Meme here. It's funny. I was so busy this stream. It's like I didn't have time to obsessively stare at my viewer count, which is good. I need to do that more often. I want more streams where I'm busy enough to where I'm not like, I don't get as many viewers as I used to back a couple years ago. It doesn't matter. I'm not here for that. I'm here to help out. I'm here to help people out. It's which just feels good. Feels good to do. All right. Who's up? One note, guys, I've been thinking about doing. So, for those of you who were here for the Sunday stream, you got to witness a pretty epic crash out there, and I hope you enjoyed that. Because God, I wanted to love Wind Waker, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. For those who don't know, if you only watch on YouTube, you may not know that on Sundays I have a gaming stream that I do on Twitch, just on Sundays and just on Twitch. I don't do that on YouTube because that's for the YouTube channel is for tech stuff. And I've been playing Wind Waker, and I've been having a bad time. One thing people usually don't mention when they tell you a game is a timeless classic is how not timeless the controls are, and how awful they are if you've never played that game before. And good Lord. Playing that game it felt bad, man. So I started playing what is it? Minish Cap. Legend of Zelda Minish Cap. I love that game. I've played it before. But I've been thinking I am a massive fan of both Legend of Zelda games, but also Metroid games. And I've never played any of the Prime games, Metroid Prime. I didn't have the systems for it. You know, didn't have the GameCube. I had a Wii, but I still didn't play Prime. I just never thought it just felt weird to me coming from someone who's played Super Metroid for years at that point, thinking of playing as a first-person shooter. But they have the Prime remake, the remaster. So I think I might drop Minish Cap, which was fun and cool and fun, but I might do a first-time playthrough of Metroid Prime on Sunday. And Dweezy, you reminded me of that because you're like, hey, you got a primer. And I was like, oh yeah, Prime. I wanted to play that. So I need to think about it because I have to buy the game. So for those who are interested in hanging out for gaming streams, just know that might be what we're doing because Metroid Prime 4 is coming out this year and it looks awesome. That might be what I need to do. Start playing through the whole series. I don't know if they have Prime 2 and 3 on Switch. I know they have the remake of 1. I don't know if they did that for 2 and 3 yet. Oh, I saw the controls bit. Yeah. You're locked in today, just one build configuration after the other. Oh, yeah. No, it felt good. Last Thursday, I was all over the place, man. Too much caffeine that night. Huh. Okay. Let me check something really quick. Sorry I got quiet all of a sudden, but I'm going to check on something real fast here. Okay. With this in mind, this is someone who I don't know if I've ever rated them before. What's up, Dodger Dog? I hope you're doing well. But it's going to be NATO Fett. We're going to raid them. They've only been going for they haven't been going for they've been going for a little while, actually. But they're playing Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. So we're going to do that. Rick, hi, Barry, long-time lurker, first-time chatter. Can you recommend a good computer chair? Yeah. Thunder X3 has some really good ones. Anything that has mesh and is ergonomic. You don't want a racing chair style chair. You don't want that. Also, what is it? The FlexiSpot has some really nice mesh ergo chairs as well that are not insanely expensive. I don't have a specific model for you, but if you have a higher budget, the Thunder X3 Flex Pro is like it has the features of like $1,000 office ergonomic chair, and it's half the price. So yeah. Hey, thank you, Silo, for jumping over to Twitch. I appreciate it. We are gonna be we're gonna raid NATO Fett. I haven't raided them in forever, or I don't know if I ever have, but it's Metroid Prime 3. Yeah, I don't think they actually know who I am. I think I just found them off of Twitter or something. But sure, they're playing Metroid, so we're raiding them. So guys, put your best foot forward. It's a new friend. We're making new friends. Braxton's Secret Lab, they're not ergonomic enough for me. There's not enough support for me. The back is just flat. I don't like it. Sat in a Staples Essentials chair the other day for $80, and the thing was so nice. It's the longevity of those. I've had a chair kind of like that, and I lean back in it and snap the thing holding up the back part of it just snapped down. Yeah, I need lumbar support. But Rick, there you go. Check out if you're. I will make a big recommendation to you, Rick. And if you're a longtime lurker, you probably already know this. But if you're gonna ask for a recommendation and not give a budget, you're not gonna get a very helpful answer. I mean, I could just say Herman Miller, Logitech, Embody, whatever. Herman Miller Embody, and just here you go. How much is that thing? It's like $1,500. Without a budget, I don't know. But if you're budgeting a solid amount for an ergo chair, Thunder X3 Flex Pro. There you go. I think it was like $500. But all right, that's going to do it for tonight's stream. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Be back on Thursday doing more PC matchmaking, and then on Sunday for more gaming. But that's just on Twitch. Until then, take care.
Let's go, nerds!